Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome. The update has already been downloaded. And we are now ready to begin. Put myself like this. Yes. The Holy Cross. Inferno. The Unsevering. Ambush in the dark. There is a clue of thread, raveled of a single strand whose beginning is its end. Moments become wefts and warps that crisscross into a weave, and the flow of time spools in a single spot. Let me actually put the microphone closer so you guys can hear my voice better. Go on, read it. From the echo of your first cry to the whisper of your last breath, in the heart of every moment, my eyes catch a glimpse of you. No, that's not how you read those letters. Yoshihide. That's how you say it. Doshu! It's prettier and easier. Dear lost child of mine, should the way back home elude you, follow the thread back to the very first knot that hurt the most. Where the quivering stops, that is where you will find me. Today's the day. Today's the day indeed. Boss, are you... Hold. Please don't ask me if I'm nervous. Only ordinary, unremarkable researchers with a particularly low level of confidence in their own material ever get nervous. Your unfinished query has reminded me of the last academic assembly. There was this fellow who simply could not stop their hands from shaking with a frequency of 5 oscillations every 3 seconds, even after taking an entire fistful of tranquility boluses. What a miserable sight that was. Oh, of course, perhaps the fear that the attendees may not possess the intelligence to comprehend even half of my presentation may source a reasonable level of anxiety, potent enough to make my legs tremble somewhat, but I have been quite relieved of that concern after you reviewed my materials. If both of you were able to understand it, then the audience should have no problem following the general narrative. At least you won't be dosing the audience chock full of your verbal sedative this time. On another note, have you any clue as to why our cooperation request for additional research is still pending approval? LCA R&D team has repeatedly denied our request. Apparently we're to focus solely on our present research. A rather narrow-minded bunch, aren't they? Do we know specifically who denied our requests? The assistant manager who simply could not stop their hands from shaking, even after taking an entire fistful of tranquility boluses. It seems pretty obvious that they're still carrying the grudge from when you scoffed at them. Is that so? Well, they'll have no choice but to approve our request after this presentation. Our present research has already progressed beyond the point of satisfaction after all. Of course, boss. Of course. This won't do, though the motivation behind my additional research request was to sate a personal curiosity. I have no doubts in my mind that it will end up benefiting the company's bottom line. Martin, do you have our additional research proposal with you? Even the LCA will have no recourse but to approve it once they see the projected gains from its success. I let it back at the research hall. Didn't think we'd need it today. A successful outcome of that research should also be able to boost the efficiency of our electrical systems. I'm sure the need for more power is a mutual concern. We already have precious little to spare with how much energy our present research consumes. Yeah, we know. We even had to conduct our experiments in the freezing cold because we rerouted power from the heating system to save electricity. Well, I stayed toasty thanks to my ego gear, but still. Anyways, I'll go grab the proposal. You two should focus on the presentation prep. Requesting support. This is C Department Corridor IS-4. Requesting immediate support. The situation's a code. Apologies. I did not wish to so unnecessarily cut him off, but as it seems he passed out, let me be the messenger instead, though I won't bother with the fancy code speak. The situation here is entirely hopeless, was probably what he wished to say. A few hours later. A good deal of time had passed since we had said our heartfelt farewells to Jia Xi-chun, yet we still remained stuck in Hong Yuan. You sure we're setting off today? Reckon you got the date wrong? I'm pretty sure I didn't, but even Salt's late and she was supposed to get Virgilius and Pilot.
Right ahead lies the road that leads straight out of Hong Yuan. Even Sword's memo telling us to drive out here with a truck. There should be no room for error this time.
I sure hope that's the case. When we left Daguan Yuan earlier, the guards at the gate actually asked me what time we'd be coming back. They probably think we've taken up permanent residence here at H-Corp. That's surprising. After saying goodbyes left and right, not to mention 2 farewell banquets, we're still sitting here in our butts without any sign of leaving. Exactly. By now Verge should have appeared out of nowhere with his usual time to move on to our next destination, Dante, like he always does. Then Karen would say, off we go, Miffy, vrum vrum. It's been forever since I heard her last. I don't think there's ever a time Virgilius was gone this long. The breach of contract may have led to extra workload for him, but even so, his prolonged absence remains unusual. All this just because he went out of his way to help us? Not necessarily. While it is true that the penalty incurred from breaching contract yet remains, the LCC's operation in H-Corp, which he was assisting with, was immediately concluded following Jia Xi-chun's inauguration as the family hierarch. I fail to think of any other reason apart from that. Virgilius and Karan would always be away whenever we traveled to a new place, but yeah, never for this long. Maybe he's just off doing whatever he usually does when spending time with Karen. Everyone turned to look at Faust. At this point, there is no information that can be shared regarding Virgilius's absence. Maybe we can ask Virgilius when he gets here. You honestly reckon he'd say a word about where he was? A bloke only ever tells us where to go, never where he's off to. Verily, and never hath he deigned to bring any of us his ice cream trips, save young Karan. Oh, perchance his path is that of a culinary journey to sample the unique specialities of each district. Be serious for 1 second, lass. This ain't a foodie hour. This ain't a foodie tour. Sorry. Aside from guiding our path, it may simply be that Virgilius has a path of his own to walk. I've got no idea what his path would even look like. We're only here to follow the journey as guided by Virgilius. We know neither the path he has walked, nor the path he seeks to walk. I wonder if he'll ever share his history with us one day. I suppose he's made his usual absentee self, but that don't explain why Sword ain't here, does it? We've been late plenty of times, yeah. But it ain't like the last to keep us hanging. By the way, I just noticed the sound isn't working. Like on the game, I mean. There we go. Now it should be fine. Maybe there's been a change of plans.
When an operative goes dark without warning. It's usually due to an unforeseen variable, not a change of plans.
As if to prove Otis right, someone forcefully yanks the truck's door open. Sod! Holy, what happened to you? Holy shit. Sod stumbled into the truck, short of breath. She was bleeding and covered in wounds, both minor and serious. Her eyes glistened with wild anxiety. A broken pistol hung from her waist. It was impossible not to notice the still fresh gashes and wounds on her. The first thing that caught my attention, however, was the stump right where her left arm used to be. Damn. Rest in peace, Sod. The fuck? Alright, I need a team where I have like Ryoshu on the leading role. Sure, let's bring the Bleed Boys. I should have leveled them up actually. The max level cap has been increased. Prepare for battle. Immediately. I'm no longer able to operate, as you can plainly see. I need your help. Sod collapsed to the floor before we even had the chance to ask her if she was okay or what had happened to her arm. Immediately after rendezvous with Mr. Virgilius, I was ambushed. And the attackers will be here any minute. Where once had resolve had not faltered even in the face of death. A grave look of despair now filled her eyes.
How many hostiles?
2. While Mr. Virgilius was dealing with one of them, Verge was? Color returned to Rodia's face upon hearing Virgilius's name. Well, then maybe Verge's already on his way back after wiping the floor with both of them. No, I don't think so. It's Karen. I lost her. They tore off the arm I was holding onto Karen with. I never should have let go. I never should have let that happen. Thou couldst not hold on to young Karen? How? What? Sod grimaced, her expression an amalgamation of guilt and confusion. It was a far cry from her usual collected self. Did they take Karen hostage? Yes, I could not stop them from taking Karen. What about Pilot? Pilot was heavily wounded, but the last time I saw him, he was conscious. We should prepare for battle now.
At least our current objective is clear, Executive Manager. First take out the pursuers, then rescue Karen, while the exact motive of the perpetrators is yet to be revealed.
We may be facing multiple fronts. I briefly picked up a transmission from HQ while running this way, and... A sudden buzz of white noise breaks through the truck's silence. Any station. Respond. Respond. Sod froze up, staring at the radio speaker. Gregor was the first to act in her place. This is LCB, I read you. What's your situation? Over. HQ, research facility. Research facility? Under attack. My darling daughter, I hope you've been doing well for yourself out there. But don't you think it's about time you stopped playing and came home? Utter silence descends as a kindly calling cuts off the blood-curdling scream from the other side. The voice that came through the radio was nothing short of affectionate, and it was easy to guess who the daughter was. The spiders have spun their web clock. Web? And it's woven so intricately that there's no way around it. That's when I recalled something Lei Heng had mentioned, the House of Spiders. Thinking back to how intensely Ryoshu reacted then. Do you think these attackers have something to do with that Lei Heng guy from earlier? Unlikely. He was just one of my many passing tutors. Then who could have? It's the headquarters, for crying out loud. I don't know. The HQ, it's not the kind of place someone can just force their way into. Breaking into a place like that, It's completely unthinkable. What now? Usually I would use my intuition to choose the best course of action and lead the sinners during a mission. But who would have thought that the HQ, which was meant to brief us about that mission in the first place, would come under attack, especially while we were left without a guide? Fine. I didn't expect them to come find me themselves. Once the spiders have spun their web, they tend to wait for the prey to stumble into it after all. The plume of cigarette smoke lingered for a moment before scattering into the air. When I looked at Ryoshu's face, what I saw was an expression of strange euphoria. Ryoshu, is this all just some amusing diversion for you? Salt shot an incredulous look at Ryoshu, who was nonchalantly puffing the rest of her cigarette to ash. Sure is. The long-awaited moment has finally found me. Why wouldn't I be excited? That's just... But don't presume. My excitement for the coming pleasure will not interfere with my effectiveness. I've never once let enjoyment get in the way of taking the job seriously. Not ever, not now. You said the assailants will be here soon. Is the one who took the driver coming too? If anything happens to Miss Karen, I wouldn't be able to bring myself to face the red gaze. This isn't going anywhere. The spiders won't hurt the driver. She's just their bait to lure out the bigger prey. So stop panicking and set us up. It's unsightly. What? The back door of this truck. Can it connect us directly to the HQ research facility right this instant? Wait, it can, but to use the backdoor portal that leads straight to the HQ, I need to verify the security code written specifically for each coordinate. It's going to take some time. Gives us enough time to deal with your pursuer. As Sod navigated through the vehicle's machinery with her remaining arm, the sinners all began to keep watching their surroundings, weapons at the ready. So, are we sure it's a good idea for us to head to the HQ? I feel like we're walking ourselves into a trap here. What if we requested assistance from Dagwan Yuan instead?
That can be a solution, yes. However, as this concerns our HQ, resolving this crisis with the help from a wing, even one whose leader we are on good terms with, will require an enormous favor to be repaid. Your decision, Executive Manager?
We'll head straight to the HQ research facility as soon as Sod opens the portal. It wasn't hard to intuit that Ryoshu's turn had arrived, given her evident excitement. If so, the back door leading to the HQ, which Ryoshu intends to use, should be the path we're meant to take this time. Better prepare yourselves. What awaits us, without a single shred of doubt, is hell. And there in its depths lies something that has always been waiting for me. Odd strums above us, walking the vehicle's roof. We have been found.
Why, then should we get out of the truck? Before it caves in over our heads?
Ryoshu might be the focus character of this Canto. Might be. There is a chance. No. P-Corp's singularity protects this truck, remember? Something that's supposed to keep whatever's inside safe. We should just lie low in here until... Yeah, sure about that. I can see a teensy crack in the ceiling. A crack? That makes no sense. The ceiling should be elastic enough to bend under most physical impacts instead of cracking. It is true that the exterior of this vehicular transportation device utilizes P-Corp's singularity. That is why this truck is more spacious inside than it appears from outside and has good defenses against external forces. However, unlike the experimental model we boarded in P-Corp, this vehicle appears to be a more affordable model, used flexibly as a shuttle for the before team's deployment. Hey, hello guys. Hey, That is to say that for a singularity technology to perform at a competent level, a higher level of investment is required. Budget models, even those of singularities, can still end up being countered.
So they cheapened out.
Then the assailant is not one of the nurse fathers from the House of Spiders. If it were one of them, the first shock would have shattered this wall into pieces. I suppose kicking off with the top dogs would have made a rather bland story progression. Curiosity, very based. Very apt, astute observation. The nurse fathers? Wait, you mean the same people lay hang?
We'll have time for speculations later. Executive manager, the ceiling's about to cave in.
Go for the kill the moment they get inside.
At the ready, men.
Wait, don't engage! Though we were readying ourselves to skewer the intruder the moment he stepped inside, we had to immediately backtrack on that idea when we saw who he was carrying. She is only unconscious and breathing still.
I see. You cut Sod's arm off so you'd have something to track her down with.
And she has gone straight to seek help from her comrades. It was indeed a correct decision for us to wait and see how she would react. The intruder continued, glancing towards Sword. Yo, headbats, thank you. As if in response to that, Ryoshu placed her hand on her scabbard. Ryoshu? BD, okay. They won't dare hurt the bus driver. So don't make a fuss, Clock. Huh? What do you mean she's okay, Ryoshu? Ryoshu ignored Sinclair and rushed towards the intruder, her scabbard cleaving through the air. Oh, parried that, did you? Have you no regard for the hostage's life? You won't dare let her die unless you're planning to incur the Red Guide's wrath. Like Ryoshu said, the intruder was only defending himself against her strikes without harming Karan. Just as the other sinners were stepping up to join the assault. I had intended to face you one at a time, as the propriety of honorable combat dictates, but unfortunately, since I cannot let you take her back until my master arrives. The intruder gestured with his hand, and strange, bizarre things dropped through the ceiling with a thumb. What the fuck? What are those? I must resort to using some borrowed weapons. Are those distortions or monsters of some kind? No, I think they're people.
His master. Virgilius supposed to be handling whoever that is, yeah?
The color most illustrious must be deterred from wielding his full might on account of young Karen's capture.
Then we rescue Karen and book it to HQ or wherever. That'll let the guy go all out.
Yeah, that seems to be the best shot we have at this moment. Still, let's be careful and prioritize Karen's safety above all else. What the fuck are those? What are those, brother? Not people. Holy shit, dude. They look cool though. The Ring Corporist Auto Mannequin. Automated Maya Fiber? Okay, I don't think it matters. I'm not gonna read any of this. I think we're gonna beat them up anyway. Imagine reading. Welcome back, Jaehyun. Wait, I don't remember who Jaehyun is. No, Joshua, why are you losing clashes, bro? I see struggling, and now that I'm thinking that maybe I should have been reading some of these. What the fuck was that? Did bro just send his ribcage to attack me? But I love when you read. Aw, thank you. The puppeteer from Ruina. Ah, I don't remember him. Was he one of the ensemble? There were a lot of people in the ensemble, and not all of them were very memorable. I mean, it probably isn't him, but those things really do like puppets. They kind of do, yeah. Yeah, he wasn't the answer. Dude, fucking spider ribcage, bro. What the fuck? Yuck. Keep your ribcage inside your ribs, bro. I fucking love Ryosha, dude. I fucking love it when she does her thing. Woman with sword. Incredibly hot. By the way, guys, do you have some tea? I have some tea with me. And also some chocolate.
매우 효과적인 청소입니다. 워프 열차 연산 시스템은 해당 행동의 약 14%의 정리 기여도가 있음을 판단했습니다. 40. 먹지.
Gaze. I think it has like 1 HP left. Just finish it. FD and wuzu cake? What's wuzu cake?
오늘도 정말 멋진 활약이었어. 내일도 꼭 불러주기야. 세상이 평화로워지는 건 기쁨.
Damn, magical girl fucking yaps, dude. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of magical Queen of Hatred announcer. Just realized how much she's yapping. Okay, let's level these guys up. I should have like a lot of tickets. That should be enough to level them up. I have a feeling that since they've allowed us to level the characters up already, we're probably gonna want to have them leveled up. The next node is when the ride starts. Vuzetka. Pick on Discord. Okay. I mean, if the next node is when the ride starts, then I'm probably better off leveling my characters up. For sure. For you, Long God. There will be only cigarettes because of Ryosha's Canto. 500 cigarettes. $500 cigarettes. I'm kind of running out of tickets though. Well, not necessarily. I still have a lot of tickets. I've got a lot of tickets. I've got a lot of tickets. I don't think I'm gonna level up anyone else. Don't think I'm going to need anyone else right now. So we're gonna save on the rest of the tickets for now. Recharge my encapsulin, please. Thank you. Alright, let's see the ride then. The Thumb Apprentice, Lucio. The Thumb Nurse Father's command. The music, though. Let me check Discord. Aw, that's a cute cake. I like it. Eee, thank you for the hit, Bat. 500 cigarettes. To all cleanup team personnel, a riot has broken out at one of the cabins, requesting immediate dispatch. It's a homemade one? Yo, that makes it even better, dude. Colpi Sottani. Italian? The fight ain't that bad, but the fact we have a boss fight at the third node is nuts and bolts. It's definitely something new, yeah. In general, the premise of this Canto is really quite different from the other ones. Like, shit's wacky. shit's kind of fucked right away already. Like, the Thumb is attacking Limbus company headquarters. That's unusual. It's almost like we're actually strong enough to be perceived as a threat. The fucking ribcage attack, bro. What the fuck, man? It's okay though, we scale. Also, yeah, it is Italian. Did you see the trailer for the new ID? Absolute peak. I can't wait for corrupt glitch glitch Don Quixote. Haunted Don Quixote. I really like the vibe though. Personally, I'm a big sucker for like analog horror stuff, and I'm just happy. I'm just happy we get some of that. Like in Arknights, they're also going for some analog horror in their trailers, and I'm just so happy for that. Like I'm into that shit. Give me more analog horror trailers in video games. I wish I would be able to, like... I wish I would be able to produce a trailer like that at work, but I'm not sure that's going to be at all possible. What's that little thing that we have? A hostage situation. When clashing with the thumb, clash power -1. Deal 20% damage less. But I'm assuming she doesn't have it? Rekindled exhilaration. Yeah, deal more damage. When staggered, immediately recover from stagger at the start of the turn and gain attack power up. Okay, yeah, so Ryoshu is based. Everyone else is holding back. That -1 clash strength is actually helping him a lot. Whoa. А село где? А не знаю где. Ну спасибо. Не знаю никакого зла. Ah yes, sending the strongest attack at a half-dead goon. The win rate button being the usual, so yeah, I'm just kind of vibing and chilling, having fun. The win rate button does whatever it wants. By the way, for people who would like to, there should be captions available. It would be actually pretty cool to test these out. I'm not sure how this works exactly, but I have enabled the plugin in OBS. So if you need captions, or if you prefer to have captions on stream, you can turn them off. Turn them on, I mean, sorry. There are exactly 2 fights ahead when you kind of have to put in the effort. So valid, okay. I'm saving strength for that, yeah. They are decent on Twitch, actually. Alright, that's cool. I like that. Obviously, when I speak Russian, they're going to not get anything at all. But I'm actually quite impressed that these captions are even working fairly decently. It's just an accessibility thing. Am I losing? Can't tell. I think I'm winning. Definitely winning, yeah. Okay, I think Ryosha is going to recover from that stagger, though. They are not working on YouTube. Okay. Well... Oh well. Interesting that it is a Google's plugin, but it doesn't work on YouTube. That's kind of funny. Can't turn them on. Maybe I need to fiddle with YouTube settings for the stream somehow to turn them on. Details. Automatic chapters, automatic concepts. Comments and ratings. Language, stream language, caption certification. What the fuck is a caption certification? No, okay. Okay, I don't think I don't see how I could turn on captions, so I'm not entirely sure. I'll Google it later, in between streams. I'm definitely winning, right? Maybe I should stop win rating at some point. Okay, goodbye, Gregor. Why is he not getting staggered, by the way? Oh, right, it's because he's lost all of his health to bleed. I'm guessing I didn't actually hit him for a while. There we go. Now he's staggered. Grip him! Grip him fast! I love when she's doing the gripping. So we have Italian, Japanese mafia vibes here, I guess. Out of boredom, I made a gender ratio poll and found something very interesting. I don't know what a gender ratio poll is, but do go on. Where did you do the poll, by the way? Like, where was the poll held, and how many people participated? He sees the backdoor side of the truck. Even if the portal opens, we can't. Doesn't change what needs to be done. We'll take care of him, get the bus girly, and head off to HQ. For fuck's sake, we can't even fight full out. Despite Ryoshu's assurance, the sinners did not share her confidence that no harm would come to Karan. So they were confined to fending off the animated corpses, unable to fight aggressively. Ryoshu was the only one unfazed enough to raise her sword against the assailant in this cramped battlefield. Bothersome little half-wit. Arms straight, I said. How many times? Just how many times must I repeat myself? Oh, stop making a fuss. It couldn't have hurt that much. On your feet. Get off your ass. What makes you think you deserve a break? Quit being a whiny little brat and pick up that sword. Slash straight, see? That wasn't so hard, was it? If I ever hear you whining again, I'll rip your hair clean off your head. So get your act together. You're no stranger to this sword style. I held like 10 different polls, resulting sample size was 965 people. That's pretty good. Turns out 1/5 of Limbus fandom is non-binary. That's a lot. I wouldn't say that it is necessarily true, considering 965 people is a lot, but it's still... I would expect the sample size... If you look at the player numbers for Limbus Company, even just for PC, it's like over 100,000. So that's less than 1%. The Palermitan style. I have been trained in it as well. Did you learn it from Valentina, that booze hound? I must ask you not to insult her with such a crude epithet. My master gave me an order when she imparted this style to me. To temper and hone it until my mastery of it becomes indistinguishable from yours. My swordcraft is now on par with that of your past self when you still belonged in the House of Spiders. Learning it without understanding anything, and only obsessively copying me. I love how the Palermitan style involves heavy emphasis on katanas. Total globalism victory. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I love this like Italian, Japanese gang. Criminal organization. Margin of error should be 3% given out statistics for it. I'm going to admit that I myself am not a statistician. But I'm still saying that it's the same as like with popularity polls, right? If you poll a certain number of people on the street, it's an interesting sample size. But it's difficult to make conclusions on as a whole. Based on that. Make polls in multiple different social media. I'm not questioning your ability to make polls. Yeah, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with the... I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with the polls. That fan base probably is queer as heck. I mean, absolutely. Especially the active player base. Now, the thing about the poll is you are mostly polling the active player base, like the player base that is active on social media. That is a telling section. Like, it is an important section statistically, but it is not the entire fandom. Wasting time over such mimicry, it's beyond ridiculous. If you're no more than a copycat, then the angle on the wrist, the distance between the feet, the balance of the sword itself, every one of these has to be exact, because even a single incongruity... Are you actually that incompetent, or do you enjoy the beating? Maintain your stance. Don't bother your stupid little head trying to be clever, and just stick to what you've been taught. Take what you've memorized and move. The sooner you become the blade that cuts through all, the better. Only then can I... will break your form, making your swordsmanship as precarious as a tightrope walk, headed straight for a fall. Probably, but still 1/5 of active fandom is cool as hell. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You're no different from those wind-up dolls over there. Call me a wind-up doll all you want. It doesn't matter. You, likewise, are unable to recall and probably properly wield the Palermitan style. Which tells me my usefulness has not yet run its course. I must perfect every form you've been taught, even if I must repeat the same stance 1,000, no, 10,000 times over. If I am to be perfectly tailored textbook for you. Tumblr poll had actually more people voting other than women or men. I mean, understandable. On Tumblr, very understandable. Who else uses Tumblr, to be fair? What if I said I have no need for childish study aids? Your rejection is inconsequential. My role as your textbook has already begun. Ha! Then I will illustrate my very own art for you. Until you're slashed and cleaved beyond recognition. Damn, my eyes torn up again. Yep, I landed on the right place. That's my ticket, all right. I told you, Lucio. You could spend years honing your skills, but that still won't be enough to catch up to our Yoshihide. The man staggered a little, his head jerking to the side from the impact of the blow. Isn't it obvious now that you've seen it yourself? How sad and pathetic your progress is. This is the problem with greenhorns who haven't had a taste of the war. They don't know what it's like to crawl through the muck and grime of the battlefield, where the slightest inattention can get your head blown clean off. When faced with a superior opponent, don't just rely on brawn, but redirect the force of their attack to the side by locking their arc with the tip of your sword. I've said it time and time again. And when you're outnumbered, lower your form and draw wide arcs with your sword. Did you forget everything I drilled into you after shouting myself hoarse? Girl boss, girl boss. But for opposite, on Reddit, there were mostly men. I'm also unsurprising. Also unsurprising. Sucks to be Lucio. TBH, he's the normalest thumb guy we've seen so far. Yet all he gets is manure thrown on him. I mean, he's in the thumb. Secure a corner. Force them to get to you in a single file. Because positioning is everything. Didn't I tell you all of this before? If Yoshihide is to recall even one more lesson from me, the textbook can't afford to have any defects. Forgive me, master. There are no balanced social medias, are there? I think like you would probably have to say like Instagram. I think there's like a lot of just everyone on Instagram. There's like everyone there. But you did manage to collect this one as instructed. Maybe you're not completely useless after all. Hatred thick in her voice, Ryoshu hissed, "The thumb nurse, father," under her breath as she shifted into a blade-drawing stance against the second assailant. Hey, how you been doing, Ticket? Hi, hello. Your form's really become a wreck since you were away. Just seeing that sloppy grip makes me sigh. I had to beat that habit out of you back in that day, remember? Still, this reunion's been a long time coming, so I suppose I owe you a bit of courtesy. You're old enough now to understand what I'm saying without me having to resort to the occasional backhand, aren't you? Ticket. Still intent on calling me that, huh? Clearly, you're still just a sad sack of shit, stuck wallowing in the sinkhole of your own making. Did you just call me a sack of shit? Bitch, you should know your place before barking at your betters. Sensing a sudden presence outside, the so-called thumb nurse father snatched Karen into her arms and swiftly assumed a fighting stance. Oh no. Father's home. He's back with milk. And he's angry.
있는 힘껏 찔러놓고 웃겨놨지만 저것들은 언젠가 다시 재생하겠지. 내가
Manager Dante. It seems that I must apologize for what has happened today. Virgilius, I was stalled by my personal issues and a certain unresolved business from the past. Virg, you're hurt. They're not from these assailants, so don't worry needlessly. It just so happens that I was involved in other troublesome matter prior to encountering them. It's all my fault, Red Gaze. I should have protected her. Sod's voice trembled as she apologized profusely to Virgilius. Woman in a man-dominating field, abusive father. I mean, she's just an abusive parental figure. Hello all. Привет всем, привет. No, this happened because I couldn't stop him from going after you. And of course, he had to go for your arm. That wound's looking worse by the second. Go get it treated the moment we deal with this situation. I mean, they're called nurse fathers. Точно забыла. Привет. Бывает, привет. Yeah, they are called nurse fathers. It's kind of the same thing as like, in some societies, there is no feminine version of like a title. Kind of like in Poland, they had female kings, but they weren't queens, they were kings. -1 arm, true. Virgilius met the thumb nurse father's gaze head on. King Jadwiga, yeah. And also, I think in China or Japan, it was the same kind of idea. There was a consort, but when the empress was on the throne, she was still emperor. She wasn't empress. The thumb. The finger that makes up for their incompetence with duplicity and cowardice, only to then hide it all behind their mask of honor. You appeared exactly as we received the transmission that the HQ research facility was under attack. Then your purpose here must be to stall me by any means, even if you have to resort to an old and tired method, like taking a hostage. Haha, yes. The way you're reacting to this, I nailed it. She's your cake. Remember, Ticket? Remember what I told you when you so immodestly stuffed your face with that cake and smeared cream all over yourself? Smiling like an idiot in such filth makes me want to smash that cake to the floor. So don't you dare let on even a hint of craving for that cake while I'm looking, no matter how sweet and delicious it might be. Red Polish Royal W, true. What did I say, Ticket? What did I say? If you're gonna start trouble, you better not show it on your face. Else I'll catch on. Stop fucking around and tell me straight. Tell me, why are you... You know what? Be like that. Keep mum and brood in silence all you want. That... I'll find that... And I'll split... You're not getting past me. You think this eye is just for show? Well, Valentina, I don't know how much confidence you're putting in that eyeball, but I doubt you'll stall me for long with that half-functioning relic of yours. A trickle of blood had begun dribbling down the intruder's cheek from her covered eye. Ah, this? But she grinned without a care. Oh yeah, it started hurting more and more the closer I got to Ticket. But it's gotta get better. Ticket's about to leave this place, you see. Shithead, you're not here to kill me, are you? Shithead, rude bitch, have you forgotten all about manners? Hello. Hello, hey, Shuadep. The woman seemed to be having a hard time holding her hand back from striking Ryoshu. Another person with a replaced eye, by the way. Damn, it would be wait, how does the meme go? If I had a quarter for every character in Limbus Company that had an artificial eye, I would have 2 quarters. Which isn't much, but it's weird that it happened twice. Something like that. I don't remember, actually. Correct me if I'm wrong. Лошадь здесь. Добро пожаловать. Nailed the quote. Scarlet Silver Island, thank you for subscribing. But after a few deep breaths, she visibly relaxed and continued on. Sasha? Who? What? Glad you finally figured that out. Now fuck off as soon as that back door opens. Sasha has prosthetic eye. Oh, so 3 times? Wait, wasn't it? What, Sasha is Sasha also in Limbus Company? I don't remember who Sasha is, honestly. It's been a while. The other nurse fathers are waiting for you there, so show some proper manners. Oh, or is that brain of yours too messed up to remember who's who and which is which? Why don't you take this time to think of what you're gonna say to them? Hey, hold on. If you're gonna let us go anyway, why don't you let Karen... Zip it. The thumb nurse father muttered viciously. I hate presumptuous idiots who don't know their place, butting into conversations. Also just came from Velvader's stream. That's cool. I also don't know that person. Honestly, I'll be fair. I don't actually know that many Limbus Company content creators. Was the entirety of Limbus UI like damage button, win rate button, and settings? Ooh, maybe I should check it out then. Friends of yours ticket? Yeah. That's so. Then I don't suppose there's anything wrong with sending them all there. After all, why discourage a swarm of flies from lying straight into the web we've spun? Literally just in the chat? That sounds cool. What, like in a YouTube chat? You almost distorted and turned into she-faust. Her eye fixed intently on Virgilius, the thumb nurse father slowly backed away from the back door and opened the way for us. The back door to the HQ hasn't opened yet. We have to rescue Karen first, then... Do not hesitate, Dante. That is indeed the path you must bring the sinners to. Virgilius continued coldly, as though he was reading my mind. In fact, you should go through the back door like she says, if you want to help Karen. This entire circumstance at the back door has been engineered to hold me, and only me, back. And what awaits beyond the back door is what they have orchestrated to summon you and sinner number 4 there. Dude, when are we getting our boss back? I missed the boss. Correct. I wouldn't want your dash of red to snip our elaborate web to pieces.
본사까지의 포탈 전개.
Portal connection to the HQ almost established. But every firewall protecting connections to the HQ has been bypassed. What? Then it must be via the defenseless back door, or back doors through which the intruders have broken in. Oddly white knight looking VTuber. I'll check it out. Portal connection to HQ established. Coming with...
파우스트가 가면
Faust goes.
전문 조종기의 사용.
I'll be the only one left here who knows how to operate the backdoor calibrator.
저는
I'll stay behind,
베르길리우스님이
at least until Mr. Virgilius rescues Karan.
그럼 먼저 가지.
Then we'll go on ahead. As always, Ryoshi did not prolong the conversation. She did not bother to impart even a quick goodbye. Let's replace Sod's arm with a Gregor Bog arm. Problem solved. I think they'll just give her... They should give her like a prosthetic. I think I skipped a line. I gave Sod a nod in her stead. Dante. The 4th sinner's thread is pulled tautly. It is precariously close to snapping, but it is also sharper than any blade that it might sever all that it comes in contact with. You must remember that. Verge is such a fraud. Why? He's cool. He's a cool guy. What kind of thread is Virgilius talking about? Snapping? Severing? I wasn't yet sure what exactly he was referring to, but it won't be severed. Not when the chains bind us together. The chains that bind us! Merceau quote! Merceau mentioned! Verge is such a fraud, holy pre-Canto 6 joke. Chains of others? Yeah, I know, right? Chains that bind? I replied, absent-mindedly rubbing the area where the chains that connected me to the sinners had burst out of. Let us proceed, Dante. Let us proceed, Dante. With Virgilius's words hanging heavily over us, we made our way into the back door connected to the HQ research facility.
이 정도로 만족하려고 폐륜의 죄까지 저지른 게 아니야. 더 많은 가족들이 배불리 먹기 위해 피의 흐름이 멈춰선 안 돼.
Oh, I didn't EX it. Well, wait, what do you mean continuable? What's continuable? I don't get it. Mutilated memory. By the way, 1 hour into the stream, we have passed 3 nodes. Arriving at the LCE department. Oi, what in the... The sight that greeted us was nothing like what we remembered from our last visit to the regular checkup. Continuable is when you lose, you're able to continue the fight via paying lunacy. Oh. Oh, what? I didn't even know that was a thing.
We're too late.
I thought HQ's reinforcements would be holding the line, or at the very least that I'd walk into a battle. Yet there was nobody left standing, much less making a run for it. All we could see were bodies slumped along the floor, filling the corridor in motionless silence. All the sinners respawned at full HP in 45. I didn't even know that was a thing. What the fuck? This is just awful. I never thought the ship would go down this badly. Faust, have you got any idea of how many of the LCE are actually combat ready? The eco gears they wear are researched and extracted with combat purposes in mind. The LCE tends to encounter more combat tryouts and experiments compared to the other research-focused departments. The vast majority of its employees are required to have completed basic training pertaining to the aforementioned. It was implemented a few weeks before Canto 9, before that being only in 8.30 and 8.33. Okay. Вот мы снова в лоботомии играемся. Кстати, да, лол. I missed a line again. Shit. As for the ego equipments, although the current research and extraction process may be sophisticated enough to see some considerable results in combat, it would seem that they were ill-equipped to handle a pre-planned ambush such as this. Fat chance those lab nerds could do anything in a real fight, let alone against the spiders out on the prowl. The memories came flooding back, researchers jotting down our checkup results on piles of paper, and Hohenheim with his droopy, tired eyes leafing through the files. We'd barely exchanged goodbyes when he rounded up the burnt-out lab staff, who were already pulling their hair out from the sheer level of stress, to oversee another experiment in progress. Marcel, if you happen to notice anyone who looks like Hohenheim, let me know ASAP. The files? Hohenheim file? They must release the Hohenheim files. I have identified 3 bodies in various states that make it immediate recognition challenging. However, their stature and attire make it extremely unlikely that any of them are Hohenheim. On the looks of it, they probably didn't even get the chance to put up any meaningful resistance before they were killed. With a glum look in his eyes, Gregor examined the bodies strewn across the floor. Out of 32 bodies, 26 show identical physical trauma. Identical? Every one of them has a spiral-shaped perforation at the center of the chest, over where the heart is. Their cause of death seems to be the same type of spiral weapon they are holding in their hands, Manager. These spirals! I think they pulled them out themselves, but why would... Soft. Ryosho cast her gaze down, quietly eyeing her palm. From the cryptic words and contemplative look on her face, I could easily guess that she was taking a trip through the shadows of her past, touching an invisible object with her palm and feeling its texture in search of something that should have been there in her hands. It's like they're in some kind of spiral of contempt, yeah. However... What I witnessed was completely different from the memories of the other sinners I'd seen so far. The vision I saw was completely fragmented, as if a blade had cut up her memories into pieces. Within Ryoshi's memories, something did indeed rest in her palm. However, I couldn't even make out whether its hue was closer to black or white. Was it some kind of food, a weapon, or something else entirely? Even the expression that crossed her face when she saw it, and the words that slipped from her lips in that moment escaped me. One thing I saw for sure, though, was that the person who, in all likelihood, had given it to her, was letting out a lazy puff of smoke swirling into the air, watching Ryoshi's reaction in complete ease. I gazed back upon the cryptic scenes of Ryoshi's memory that flashed before my eyes. Ryoshu, is there anything you remember? Saru. That name is all I can remember. You mean As you've seen, Clock, my mind has been hacked to tatters. The sequence and the shapes, everything is in tangles. There is nothing I can explain about my memory.
It seems as if you've gotten the gist of the situation. The worst case scenario here would be a breach from the outside happening while abnormalities, distortions, and Pikachu break containment all at once.
Oh, now that's a situation I really don't even want to think about. We'd be fighting trespassers and all kinds of monsters broken loose.
Precisely. That sums up our present circumstance.
Right. Otis wasted no time to deliver the conclusion that would kill everyone's morale.
Let's start from the beginning. First, the LCE department found itself under attack by a group of unidentified hostiles 2 hours prior. The weapons used to massacre the researchers are not uniform. The victims appear to have been killed with a various assortment of arms.
My darling daughter, eyes on me when using straight weapons that leave the farthest reaching arcs. Eyes on me when using weapons that kill with the tiniest incisions. Eyes on me when using flexible weapons that crush anything they make contact with. What a tangled mess, just like that bastard. Hard to tell what kind of weapons were used here. Damn. Ryoshi whipped her hair back, furrowing her eyebrows in annoyance.
Safe to say that the killer is adept with at least 3 different types of weapons. Moving on. This was a surprise attack carried out without any delay whatsoever, and the LCE had no time to even plan a counterattack. It was, for lack of a better word, a massacre. Now here's something that demands our attention. It appears the invaders had the abnormality containment units opened only after they confirmed that the surprise attack had been carried out successfully.
That sure is fishy. I mean, shouldn't it be the other way around? Unlock the containment units first, let the monsters wreak havoc through the facility, then swoop in during the chaos and finish off the stragglers. That'd be the easier course of action.
Indeed, the enemy's strategy is highly unusual. As for why they resorted to such an unusual move, there are 2 plausible explanations. Firstly, that the enemy may be comprised of fighters skilled enough to forego a diversion tactic.
You mean there could be more who are as strong as the woman in the truck who kidnapped Karen?
Secondly, that the enemy may have purposely unleashed the abnormalities from the cages as a follow-up measure.
Follow-up measure? Art thou implying those villains sought to disguise their vile attack?
No, the chance of a cover-up is almost non-existent. Unless they had precise knowledge of scavenger abnormalities that could devour the corpses clean, the enemy would have never left such identifiable wounds on their victims. It makes more sense that their goal was to delay the HQ's main reinforcements and keep them from reaching the scene on time as we did.
A delay tactic, I see. Maybe they were looking for something?
Possibly. They must have had a specific objective in mind when they broke through.
Which means whatever they're looking for should be here somewhere. Something elusive and so well hidden that they had to distract us just to buy themselves some time. We need to hurry then. The murderer seems to be very adept with multiple weapons. You know who else is with multiple weapons? Roland the Black Silence. You're not wrong. I think there's a lot of people who are adept with multiple weapons in the city, though. Abikyokan. 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 Oh, it's just Pikachu alone. We can deal with those. Bam bam bam.
매우 효과적인 청소입니다. 워프 열차 연산 시스템은 해당 행동의 약 14%의 정리 기여도가 있음을 판단했습니다.
도통 알아들을 수 없는 말투만 고치면 좋겠어. 4번 수감자.
Pikachu slop. The viewers literally made that term on Velvader's stream. Even like filler stages with Picatula. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Honestly, it's... I guess it makes sense narratively. Like, yeah, they've attacked the LCE facility. It has a lot of Picatula. Picatulae? Picatulas? Picatulum?
징계팀 직원이라면 당연한 판단이긴 해. 잘했다는 칭찬은 생략하는 게 좋겠지?
Also, Contempt or Ryoshu is really, really cool. I wish I got her instead of Butler in Season 6. I mean, why not everyone? I think I have, like, most of Ryoshu's IDs at this point. Maybe I'm missing a few. Like, I'm missing a few, like, old ones, I mean. But, yeah. Ryoshu Contempt is amazing. I have the matching ego for her too. Just look at it. Peak! Peak. In Season 6, I pulled Mao Ryoshu from Season 5 Ticket Railway Pipe and Drifting Blade of Hong Yuan. Oh yeah, I don't have Drifting Blade of Hong Yuan. I should buy that one. Unless I can't shard it anymore. In which case, whatever. Yep, sure.
피날레를 시작하자.
일부 위험 요소가
I think I'm really gonna go full in on the boys team this season. I get access to sharding the Torakal Gear Egos and I have paid Limbus Pass. Nice. Honestly, Limbus Pass is giga worth it. Every time there's a new one, I instantly buy it. There's so much value out of the paid pass. It's kind of ridiculous. And considering you have to pay for it only like every half a year or so, I'm willing to spend like 10 bucks on it. 10 or 20. I'm gonna go check if I can, if you can actually shard the... Cannot purchase. Yeah, I cannot purchase this one. Oh well, whatever. They'll become available later. But yeah, I think everything else I mostly have. Oh, you can. Oh, dude, I can buy Kurokuma Heathcliff now. I should absolutely get it. Kim Ji-hoon shall amass more wealth. He needs to amass at least some wealth, bro. Oh. Risen it level to 60. Yeah, I got that from the thingy. Give me the thread. Okay, let's get the Heathcliff one, yeah? Kurokuma Heathcliff. Kurokuma Heathcliff. Where is he? Dispense. Kurokuma. Get. There we go, nice. Don't think I need anything else. Not that I could afford anything else right now, to be fair. This is... Oh well. Yeah, I don't have Kurokuma Ryoshu. Kurokuma Clan Bakatsu. Because I need there he is. I can use the special ticket on him. Where is it? There. Level boost. Update him. I'm sorry, I will skip his side story though. His update story. I usually skip the update stories, chat. Sue me. This game already has enough reading. Ah, I need like a little bit more to update 4. No, I don't have enough currency. No. Ah well, next mirror. He'll be fine at update 3, right? He actually gets some really good things on he gets some really good things on update 4 actually. Holy. Yeah, this gets like twice as good. He gets more defense power up. Skill 2 gets better too. With more coin power and skill 2. And also skill 3 lets him gain Dark Cloud, which gives slash power. Yeah, damn. I really need like 13 more. No. No, God, please, no. The closest box I'll get it is this one too. Ah, well, whatever. I'll do the mirror dungeon off stream, and then I'll have enough. But for now, we'll just take him. We'll just take him as is. Which means I should be taking him instead of the barber.
나를 불렀나? 나를 불렀나? 일인가요?
Like this.
파우스트가 나설 만한 곳이어야 할 겁니다.
Faustica. Oh, more Picatula.
세피라 중 최고의 전투부서 징계
Nice.
나선 속을 벗어날 수는 없다.
판사라고 불러야 하는 괴물들의 장대를 보여주자고. 다른 부서에 있는 애고까지 가져오길 잘했지. 적재적소했으니까 이만큼 효율적인 일 없잖아.
합격장.
Lenticular Rend. Shoo, swish.
40.
Thunder Cleave.
장낼 수 있을 것 같은데 소감자들로 효율적인 마무리를 명령하시겠지.
Dun.
이것 봐. 환상체를 제압하는 건 우리만으로 충분하잖아.
전투 감각 하나만큼은 수감자가 되어도 훌륭하긴 하군. 이제 그 도통 알아들을 수 없는 말투만 고치면 딱 좋겠어. 4번 수감자.
기관팀. 이 파괴. 무기를 휘두르는 걸 멈추지 마. 이제 시작일 뿐이잖아.
단순해서 좋고
I mean, I don't really much to talk about here. We're just watching my sinners wreck shit. Wrecking some Pikachu.
그렇게 시원하게 처리해 보는 맛이 나는군. 일 처리는 빠르게 하는 편이
내 피곤스.
Storm Cloud.
상황이 끝나면 티피리트에게 방금 상황 녹화되어 있냐고 물어봐. 이 정도면 엔젤라님에게도 증명할 수 있을 거야. 꽤 뚫려라. 토끼 따위의 힘이 필요하지 않다.
It's gonna be a two-parter because there's a lot of yapping down the line. Yeah, probably. Which I don't mind.
내 피곤스.
매우 효과적인 청소입니다. 워프 열차 연산 시스템은 해당 행동의 약 14%의 정리 기여도가 있음을 판단했습니다.
아류 산초 경혈류
Rip Pikachu and died to 2 bleed. 2 bleed!
특이성 감지 센서, 청소 타입 확인. 위험 인물이 다소 위축되었을 것으로 판단됩니다.
Be odd. I love indestructible coins.
정신교육의 효과가 보이는 거. 보다시피 직원들의 증오심은 환상체를 쳐주는 원동력. 아무래도 가마시려는 저 눈빛 마음에 들어.
모범적인 청소 방식을 확인했습니다. 인사부서에 해당 요원에 대한 평가를 송신합니다.
경외감 속에 숨어게.
So sick.
시선이 멀지 않아. 있는 힘껏 찔러놓고 으껴놨지만 저것들은 언젠가 다시 재생하겠지. 내가 부서지고 파괴되어도 다시 경외라 혹은 괄목하든가. 평범과 비범은
Oh, we're back to yapping.
큰 차이를 보이지.
탐난 날개 따위에 안주할 내가 아니다만.
As we were battling our way through the escaped Picatula, Gregor came to a sudden stop. Wait, do you fellas hear something? Sounds like breathing. It's faint. I hear it. In this general direction. Marceau stared at the giant containment chamber door where it lay on the ground, smashed in and knocked loose.
How likely is it that it might be a Picatulum or an enemy combatant?
Unlikely. The breathing is unstable and shallow, like that of a wounded human. Hey, Otis, it'd only be right that we try to save them if there's even the smallest chance that they're a survivor, right?
I suppose that we could leave a not-so-negative impression of us on the HQ.
We knelt around the fallen door, slipped our fingers through the debris, and lifted. The door rose with a loud metallic creak. Oh, Elisa. Underneath the door was a woman, her breathing shallow. Hey, she was one of Hohenheim's researchers who guided us through the regular checkup. Elisa. I'm Elisa. Yeah. I didn't think you'd remember my name. Elisa slowly shared her name, her voice strained as if she was squeezing the air out of her lungs. She was covering her chest with her hands, overcome with pain. Okay, Miss Elisa, are you... Every breath hurts so much. I couldn't call out for help. Reminds me of what Boss used to say. We're not the main characters of this story. So upon the proverbial coin flip, we can only wait to see if it will land heads or tails. Elisa lets out a brief, dejected chuckle before wincing with pain. Lady, seems to me you're in plenty pain. This is hardly the time to be joking around. Hold on. The stake. Elisa's hand was grasped around the same spiral-shaped rod that the bodies in the hallway were holding.
What happened here?
The alarm system. The alarm didn't go off. Even the smallest accidents or issues trigger the alarm to go off in our department. Boss Hohenheim was adamant about installing that system. Said that he didn't want to repeat the fall of Lobotomy Corporation. A pained grimace crept into Elisa's expression as she tried to calmly continue her explanation. It wasn't just from what was staked through her chest. The alarm system didn't go off, not even when the employees realized that the facility was under attack. No, it's not supposed to behave that way. It wasn't. We waited quietly as Elisa caught her breath and calmed down. The lights suddenly died. We thought it was an experiment we were conducting. Boss groused from time to time about how much energy it eats. Damn it, I should have noticed, and that something was off. Elisa blamed herself to no avail, her voice growing faint. So I thought it was just a temporary power outage. No one thought much of it because it didn't trigger the alarm system. Yeah, it's understandable. I was heading to the research hall to retrieve something, and that's when I heard the sound of dress shoes click-clack echoing through the dark hallway. Not too slow, not too fast, a relaxed but disciplined gait. Not one in our department walks like that. We're always so busy that we always walk in a slight jog. Then a terrible dying scream followed. Before the massacre began, like a hellish nightmare that just wouldn't end. No one knew what was going on. Help! Who's there? All I knew was that I had to run, and something whistled through the wind, and felt something hot across my chest, and I looked down and saw this thing had pierced me. Then I passed out. When I woke up, someone had forcibly unlocked all the containment units. Abnormalities, Picatula, even distortions running amok, and I was pinned down by a containment unit door that got knocked off its frame. So you weren't with Hohenheim or other people when it occurred. Boss must have been by the conference hall. Could you get the pen and paper from my pocket? Alisa drew a simple map on a piece of torn paper. I don't know if the others are safe, but follow this map, and you should at least be able to see for yourself, or at least get a clue of what happened.
There, we get the general idea. Now let's have a look at that wound.
Gregor replied calmly.
Bollocks, the wound keeps bleeding. This ain't your usual weaponry. Oh, you recognize this?
Heathcliff asked Otis with palpable concern.
From the way it looks, the more the victim moves, the deeper it will drill into their flesh. Perhaps a workshop product, designed to stall and take combatants out of commission rather than to kill outright. If the assailants had the wherewithal to use weapons like this, then they could have very well easily killed the victims then and there, too. Was the purpose really just to stall them, or was it some sick fascination? It seems that staying still is what saved your life. That was wise of you.
Yeah, I don't know about wise. It hurts too much to even think about moving anyway. Perhaps salt that closes a wound or rapidly heals it be the remedy, were we to extract the vile weapon? Yeah, you're not gonna walk around with that thing in your chest forever, right? Let's pull it out, get that wound treated, and... It's no use. Ryosha spat out a reply. It's no use? Is it the kind of device that physically can't be removed? No. Pulling it out isn't the hard part. It's just inadvisable.
If we force it out of her, then she'll end up like those bodies in the hallway.
Yeah, that spiral burrows endlessly to reach the other side. But paradoxically, it cannot punch through all the way, because it will never arrive at that point. Sweetheart, this is called a spiral. Once it is lodged inside the body, even the slightest of movements will make it burrow deeper into the flesh, forcing the victim to remain perfectly still. It may not sting any worse than a prick of a thorn at first, but the more you try to yank it free, the further it drills into the body. But no matter how much it keeps digging in, it will never make it to the other side. The closer it gets to the end, the slower it becomes. It can never meet its end point. You know how to unlock it, yes? I'll give you the... once you return with the job done. Remember, if you try to pull it out without the... it will tear out everything it tangled itself with as it bored through. So stay put exactly as you are if you want to live. All I could see were these fragments of her memories, its remnants. If you try to pull it out without the... matching, then... Once again, I recalled Ryoshi's shattered memories with a distinct feeling of drawing somewhere up to the surface. Something. The scenes from her mutilated memories. As it was generally the case, I didn't know how exactly I did it. It just came naturally to me the moment I wished for it to happen. Huh. See anything, Clock? Ryoshu, what if that spiral needs a certain combination of numbers, like a password? To resolve the spiral's paradox, you'll need to find the correct pair. If you try to pull it out without a matching number, then... the sword and the scabbard, yin and yang, the past and the future, me and you, everything, regrettably, is paired together with an awfully stubborn connection. Do you understand what it means to die? What it means to sever something? For a brief moment, an odd expression appeared on Ryosha's face. White hair. Do speak. The spiral can be disabled. It must have something to do with numbers, like the clock said. But I don't exactly remember what it needs. Know anything about a spiral-shaped weapon called the tortoise spiral? It seems that you've come to understand, if only marginally, how Faust is to be used. Kind of wonder if someone theoretically could move with the spiral inside by manually forcing it deeper in and creating two equal but opposing forces. Manually forcing it deeper? I mean, isn't that just gonna make it worse? Like you're just lodging it deeper in. You're not really helping yourself in any way. I don't see how you can move with it. As I have visually observed the device, and Roshu has provided certain keywords to narrow down the results, Faust can now know. Did you say how you're to be used? Pause. Ignoring the curious looks from the sinners, Faust carefully walks up to a body and unclasps a spiral from their hands. Zenon's tortoise spiral is what Faust calls this device. After some time, Faust pulled the bottom part of the spiral, opening its hatch. It is a lock. This spiral requires a 7-digit combination to release. Also, the spiral's infinitely burrowing nature, despite its inability to ever penetrate the heart, explains why Miss Alyssa's bleeding will not stop.
If it is locked, can we use a fairy to open it?
Fairy? She speaks of F-Corp's singularity. If the spiral's locked, as you say, then would not a technology to unlock anything make for the perfect countermeasure? Theoretically, a fairy should indeed be able to unlock it. However, what must first be considered is the value of the technology applied to this spiral weaponry.
Then only an expensive fairy would guarantee a successful outcome, which would be hard to come by at this immediate moment.
Roche and the rest of us stared at the spiral lock with a degree of trepidation. We weren't going to be able to brute force a 7-digit clock. 7-digit clock? Code. Lock. 7-digit lock. This probably won't work, but can't we just start at 0 and go from here? As it is the case with most locks, a certain number of incorrect attempts would...
Boy, take it. It's death, innit?
Don't leave me alone. I'm scared. That's honestly what I'd like to ask. But there might be survivors by the lab. You know, our boss. He won't go down so easily. Just go help them instead. But if we leave you like this... This isn't the worst way to go. This way, at least, I won't be going into some trivia book of stupid deaths like 100 dumbest researcher deaths. Perhaps working under Hohenheim has influenced her to put on a mask of aloofness, even in situations like these, but it was clearly taking considerable effort on her part to maintain it. Were we in any other situation, I would have asked what those 100 dumb ways to die were to alleviate the tension, but I held my breath and embraced the painful silence. We shall return to thy side, young Alyssa. What? I give thee my word, so hide as best as thou canst when the enemies approach. Thou mustn't yield now, I beseech thee.
You better listen to the lass. She ain't one for empty platitudes.
Yeah, okay. I won't give up. Thank you. C485. Ryosha quietly muttered to herself. Clock. Ever play a game of escape room? What? This is very much like a game of escape room. To find the solution, you begin by gathering the clues. A game, huh? You want to save that researcher, don't you? Then you'll need the serial number on that spiral. Every step we took away from Alyssa as she suffered a slow death was painful. I wasn't even sure if we could save her life. Shadows beset the path ahead. Charm. Ishmael, who had been following the route Alyssa had mapped out, stopped in her tracks. Oh, Ishmael, what's the matter? Something about this seems off. I don't suppose Ishi would ever read a map wrong. What's the matter? Yeah, we're heading the right way. But the thing is, this just seems too easy. What's wrong with that? Think back to the path we took to get here. Every other route was crammed with all kinds of obstacles to discourage us from taking a detour. The corridor to the left leading to the welfare department was closed off, and the one to the right leading to the facility management room was blocked with debris.
It's as if they are corralling us down this route.
Mm-hmm. I can't shake off the feeling that we're chasing after bait hooked on a fishing line.
Well, can't say we have much of an alternative, eh? A bit dodgy, yeah, but nothing we can do about it.
It would be wise to stand wary. Hang on, Val, check this out. These are traces of an escaped abnormality, also known as the Fey Lantern. We have encountered this abnormality more than once in the mirror dungeons.
Oh, that tree thing. So this one's the original.
I don't think Fey Lantern's the only abnormality that's broken free. Let's take them down and reduce them back to eggs. If they prey on any survivors who stumble in here, that'll be real trouble. Oh. It's just a Fey Lantern. What? What?
일부 위험 요소가 추출된 것을 감지했습니다. 정리 요원들의 노고에
Okay.
감사드립니다.
Oh. It's not just the Fey Lantern. It's Fey Lantern 2. Do 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 do. It's like I said before, there's a narrative reason for it. I mean, that's true, yeah. I mean, yeah, but also like, I don't know. I mean, yeah, that's true. But like, couldn't it have been some other abnormality, like a new one? Because this is like literally the easiest abnormality in the mirror dungeon. There has never been a time where I did not just win rate this one. Oh, wait. He's not great enough of a genius to turn that curiosity into reality. Then why could this possibility be happening? Hold on, someone left this here. It seems to be a torn page of a note. It's covered in fluorescent paint, so it would be easy to spot. Whoever left it couldn't have known we were coming. It's probably a note meant for possible survivors. No reason not to read it. Observation record. Irregularities. Written by Moses, LCD on site investigator reasoning team leader. This entity abruptly escaped its containment unit in your assault. Readers of this note should be warned that the entity shows some irregularities that have not been observed previously. Okay. With a high number of employees within the research facility were killed, the Fey Lantern breached containment. Under the LC's abnormality control protocols, such an escape is known to occur only when an employee with inherently low aptitude exhibits the attunement level exceeding 75% with the LC Eco Fey Lantern, or when the outcome of the managerial work is determined to be above very good. This is a very lobotomy corporation. The Fey Lantern, whose escape was triggered by the deaths around it, has deviated from its expected behavior pattern of preying on charmed victims one by one, and instead has begun consuming multiple targets all at once. Presumably, the entity must have realized that its food reserves were being rapidly depleted. After Ezra destroyed After Esther destroyed the luring unit twice, designated as a blue fairy in the LCB observation log, the Fey Lantern's aggressiveness significantly increased. At that point, Ezra was no longer affected by its charm. Based on these observations, I was able to establish a hypothesis that anyone who observes the blue fairy for at least 7 seconds and then immediately destroys its head becomes immune to its influence, as this effect applies only to the individual who destroys it. This information may not be of use most researchers know that when the Fey Lantern identified only a single individual, it did not attempt to charm them, and instead appeared wary enough to simply watch them. Yet due to the limited sample size, further confirmation would be necessary. That's quite a bit of useful tips. Well, now I think I've got a rough idea how to deal with it. So read this record for the intel and try suppressing it again. Okay.
단순해서 족한 9번 수감자. 물론 좋은 성과를 갖고 돌아온다면 달군.
Number of charmed units +1 every time a part is restored. Untroubled analysis, okay. Cannot be targeted for charmed. Deal 25% damage to fairy. Okay. Is this just like the easier Fey Lantern? They took the Fey Lantern and made it easier? Why? It was already one of the easiest abnormalities to deal with. Hmm.
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않아.
Because they had a Canto to release by New Year. Honestly, that is fair. That is very fair. But like, why make it easier though? Is that I don't understand. Like, they could have just reused Fey Lantern here and be like, okay, this is Fey Lantern, and here it is, but like you've upped its stats. And also because they wanted to glaze Moses. Okay. Fair, I guess. Attacking that fairy again will reveal its true form. The Zing Prime will be as hard as first time. Sinner seems to agree. The fairy simply sat there in near complete stillness, only interrupted by its intermittently vibrating wings. It was as though the fairy knew we were coming. Okay. Let's have you answer the bait. Ishmael charged toward the fairy. As after a light leap into the air, the sinner swung the weapon. The fairy appeared to scream, but no sound came from its mouth. So what now? Fairy staggered. Permanent against 5 fragile.
지킬 사람이 없어서
Okay.
피가 튀.
We fucking got it.
가나만큼은 수감자가 되어도 훌륭하긴 하군. 이제 도저히 알아들을 수 없는 말투만 고치면 딱 좋겠어. 4번 수감자.
Isn't this also just generic battle music that plays when you fight Fey Lantern in the mirror dungeon? Filler. This is such a filler stage, holy shit.
해장병같이 무릎을 꿇고 있을 때마다 십상반수가
아유탄 초평을
평소처럼 넉살 좋게 같이 상황을 개선해 보시지.
Привет. Привет, Death 313.
이 정도로 나와 겁나 듯?
있는 힘껏 찔러놓고 으깨놨지만 저것들은 언젠가 다시 재생하겠지. 내가 부서지고 파괴되어도 다시 교체되는 것처럼.
싱겁네요. 윗대가리가 죽었으니
Крутил на выходишек? Не крутил.
우리 조직 밑에서
Не вижу особенно смысла их крутить, если честно. Ну, типа...
구급을 해주.
Ну, не знаю, может, есть, конечно. Круто выглядит только разве что. Уджад. Shield Fracture. Sinking Tremor. Kinda cool. Вот разве что Фауст можно было бы покрутить. Ну и купить их можно через неделю, да. Ну да, как бы факт. Так-то, конечно, можно было покрутить. Сколько у меня там билетов? 35 этих билетов и еще там сколько-то круток. Дофига. Кач, крутки, кайф. Ну, давайте покрутим, ладно. А думаете, новые одежки Дон Кихот? Пока непонятно, но выглядит очень круто. Как я уже говорил, я по всякому аналоговому хоррору прям тащусь. Окей. Все, покрутил, как бы, пожалуйста. Все, дальше могу не крутить. Зачем? Ну ладно, можно еще уджат покрутить. Ну, еще пару раз покручу. Гача! Ну, я полагаю, что не собирается полную прескрипт-команду добавлять. Так что, наверное, есть смысл крутить Фауст сейчас. Возможно. Ну да. Что там, кстати, она вообще делает? Poise sinking. Sinking poise. Well, you know, I guess it's fine. As the prescript orders. Alright, I'll leave her in there for now. I got her. Nice. It was 50, yeah? That was 50. I'll stop at 50. It can be dispensed from the dispenser soon anyway. Как Синкина, она такая себе, но как поезд прикольная. Я думаю, что... Ну, опять же, вот у нас будет Дон Кихот. Индекс Дон Кихот. Скорее всего, у нас будет еще какие-нибудь пальцы. Индексы могут еще появиться. Там, не знаю, посмотрим. Okay, let's play some more of the Canto. Recharge the box. Give me the box. Spend the box. The boxes. Так, в гач поиграл. 50 круток. Oh, wayward passenger. Okay, I guess we have more old identities coming back. Old abnormalities, I mean. Индекс Фауст, ты крутая. Интереснее всего, появится ли здесь Рикардо. Если в этом Канто. Ну, не факт, кстати. Он же не появлялся в Канто Дон Кихота. И в Канто Хитклифа тоже не появлялся. Честно, только индекс и мидл заботит. Остальные пальцы не такое. Got banger new music, though? That's actually true, yes. Ну, индекс просто они, ну, по библиотеке они прикольные. Вот мне в библиотеке они нравились. Забавные. Музыка еще там была у босса очень крутая. Ну да, но это Канто целиком про пальцы. Ну да. Ну, может, у нас еще какие-то другие пальцы тоже будут. Каунтер с 3 монетками, что отлично. Будто за мидлов играю. Ну... ну, тоже верно. Канто про пальцы. Может и появится Рикардо, да. Ну, Рикардо просто... Я не знаю. Он как комик-релив персонаж. Как будто бы. Struggling. Don't struggle, babe. Вы заметили, что на Дон Кихоте есть цепи, которые похожи на базового Эговерсо? Chains of Others? Ну так-то у нее и в мидл есть цепи. Ну вообще да, цепи у нее похожи на базовый Эгомерсо. Рик, наверное, не будет. Его на это Канто, наверное, заменит другой перс. Да это если вообще будут мидлы. Тоже как бы мидлы не обязаны здесь появляться. У нас же типа Канто про большой палец в первую очередь.
성숙타입 비확인. 위험 인물이 다소
Wait, did we not kill a single rift? I kind of missed this. Did we not kill a single rift? Цепи и цепи, не вижу связи с Мирсо. Это потому что цепи и Мирсо. Chains of others? У Мирсо цепи, и у Дон Кихот тоже цепи. Вот и вся связь. Просто попогать, покекать. Well, at least the music is new. I like that. Цепи brain rot, да. Oh boy, now I have to stay here at least a bit longer.
이래서 장비는 속성별로 준비해달라고 부탁해놨었지. 적재적소했으니까 이만큼
Okay, he's doing the portals again. I would like to kill at least one portal, please. Thank you. Ну все, 30 фанфиков с ними теперь наделают. Кстати, да, все. Не будут друг друга в цепи ставить. Новый ID на Мирсо. Морган тоже фанат Мирсо, получается. Да, все вообще фанаты Мирсо. Все, у кого цепи есть, все фанаты Мирсо. Все понятно. Okay, at least we killed 2 portals this time. Like for sure. Definitely.
오늘은 쓸데없이 말을 내릴 필요 없겠어.
조통을 찢겨라.
3 portals down. Okay, 1 portal remained. Sure. He gained more. Wait, he gained more speed, but I killed that portal. That's lame, bro. Ink over. Wait, chat, are we cooked? Are we cooked? Are we cooked? No, we're not cooked. Everything is fine.
나가서 싸워. 뒤는 내가 봐주지.
It's a little close though. Sancho! И в файте кое-какое обно, все буквально сдохли почти от бледа, и Менеджер имел 20 хард крови моментально. Nice. I don't think I've ever seen him actually make this attack in Mirror Dungeon, so I guess that's cool.
40. 먹지.
Swish.
그렇게 됐을 테지. 이만한 위는
Come on, stagger him already. Whew.
워프 열차 연산 시스템이 정리 방식의 선택이 적절했음을 판단했습니다. 훌륭합니다.
If this fight is any to go away, also emerge on there. Okay, yeah. Deal a fatal blow before it fully emerges.
지금은 성공했다.
We gained some buffs. We gained some debuffs. Awesome. Poggers, very cool.
나가서 싸워.
Alright, we finally broke a hand. And then he healed it. Больно смотреть на хитлика без 4-го апта и братвы. Ну, блин, что поделать? Нет у меня на него ресурсов на 4-й аптай. Вот я Mirror Dungeon закрою без стрима и доделаю.
정리 방식을 공유할 수 있는 것을 권장합니다.
Тоже был такой на солдата с инклером 36 кетчупа, кек. Слава богу, чардж здесь, да? Да не, мне нравится чардж. Чардж не такой дохлый статус. Я бы даже сказал наоборот, чардж вполне себе живой статус. У меня первая команда была чарджем, и она до сих пор живет. Там, вон, девочка-волшебница чарч юзает. А девочка-волшебница крутая. Слава Лорд Лу. Ну, Лорд Лу, да, он крутой, да.
있는 힘껏 찔러놓고 으겨놨지만
Okay, we did it.
놈들은 언젠가 다시 재생하겠지. 내가 부서지고 파괴되어도 다시 오랜 목마름과
Магическая Дон. Да, да.
거위를 향한 죄책감도 피를 마시는 순간
Вот. Девочка-волшебница. Она же крутая. Строго говоря, и это тоже чардж. О, thank you for the headpats. Уву. Мультикрак Фауст. Тоже очень крутая. Уву. Well. Wait, what? Location unobservable. Okay. Doubt. Another abnormality, I suppose. Oh wait, I picked the charge team. Shit. Well, I guess I'm playing charge team for this fight. Let's see how it goes.
또 3번 수감자가 헛짓이라도 했나.
Ebony Queen's Apple. Okay, never mind. It's gonna be fine. Еще вроде Коди была в чарже, олениха... Ну, олениха чардж на такой себе. А Коди это кто? Yo, thank you for that, Pats. Уву. Привет. Привет, Веркс. А, Родя. Не Коди, а Родя. Literally Canto one abnormality. Gonna be the easiest fight this part, trust me, bro. Night of Despair. А, код. Да. Ну вот, да. Я ее... А вот она как раз же у меня в чардж-тиме стоит. Gonna be the easiest fight this part, trust me, bro. I mean, surely it can be hard. Like, you cannot make this fight difficult. It's literally impossible. I don't believe you, bro. Why are we not attacking any, why are we not... Wait. Why can't I oppose her? Oh, there we go. Now I can. That's a bit weird. I thought she would got attacked by something. Because they're all in bind? I mean, yeah, but surely they're still getting targeted by some attacks. Oh, she was getting targeted by the counter, of course. Clueless, true. That's me. Alright. Magical girl, doesn't matter who you counter. You. Favored. Why do I have to manually assign this, bro? Struggling. The struggling is, we can try to dodge that. Otisu. Favored. Neutral. I'll take defense here. Может, Коди в депрессию, кстати, надо быть, да. Рёша из Вальпургии брать или нет? Red Eyes, которая, ну, там все хорошее. Честно, там в Вальпургии все хорошее. Там вроде нет плохих айдишек. Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. Ah well. Okay, we'll win right here. You will shield. You will target this with a counter. Кроме Филиппа Синклера. Я так скажу. Он мне самому не нравится. Но все-таки он не так плох, как я лично считаю. Типа вот я считаю, что он говно. честно говоря. Он меня никогда не выручает особенно, но иногда он прямо так тащит своим вторым скиллом, что прям забей.
열차 내 비상 상황 발생.
Окей.
통제 가능성 6% 이하.
Okay, easy fight, chat, so far. Easy fight. Win rate.
군사부서에 통제되며 정리
Да, только Фауст на Тремор из Вальпурги не очень. Да нет, Фауст на Тремор тоже крутая. Тоже вроде кор составляющая этой Тремор команды. Ну изи, да, изи. О, вот, смотри. 4 урона.
정리 요원 일부의 통제했습니다.
Okay, we'll just keep going like this, and then we'll reset and go again with a different team.
요원의 시체를 담을 수 있는 바디백이 구비되어 있습니다.
Yo, wait a minute. W Merceau carrying. Oh, rest in peace. Oh, rest in peace. Dude, you turned into thorns with eyeballs. Регрет Фауст норм, правда, люди советуют мало, потому что нужна скорость для оверласта в Треморе. Ну, этого я не знал. Я как бы не разбираюсь в этих тут тонкостях. Родион 20 блид, 18 стаков блида, кстати. Понятно. Но у меня тремор команды нет, поэтому я не разбираюсь. Goodbye, Родион. Хюм. Oh my god. Merceau carrying.
이것 봐. 한 상체를 제압하는 건
What is this? The audacity. Давай, рогатая. Вот что делает винрейт с людьми. Да, факт. Не, ну ты смотри, я сейчас другую команду пикну и все равно винрейт нажму. О, гудбай.
해당 요원에 대한 정보를
База. Просто база. He became a tree. With apples. Может делать винрейт с оленями. Это тоже факт. Remember how I said there were 2 fights you're gonna make an effort? That's one of them? I don't believe you, bro. I just didn't pick the correct team. Because I was showing off the charge. Now I'm gonna take the correct team and I'm gonna win rate win. Check this shit out. Oh! Oh, there it is. Lunas, you have been defeated. No.
직원들이 전멸했군. 이 장면을 똑똑히 기억해 관리자. 다음
Вот это. Да, я понял, да. Но, опять же, мне эта штука не нужна, спасибо.
머리가
Doubt.
다른 사람들은
Okay. Give me back this team, thank you. Если так победить не дает EX наград, так ты и так, скорее всего, на EX не заработал, если ты всех просрал. Okay. Surely I can just win right now, yeah? This will be easy peasy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. We just kill her.
직원이라면 당연한 판단이긴 해. 잘했다는 칭찬은 생략하는 게 좋겠지?
Nice rolls, buddy. What the fuck? He didn't roll a single heads, bro. Ну да, изи, там же рингсанг. Да, но он, правда, ни одной монетки не наролил.
공격성 진단 장치에서 비효율적 정리 방식을 감지했습니다. 다른 방식을 고려해 보시는 것을 권장합니다.
Ну ничего страшного, я думаю, это мне не помешает. Break the fruit. Ah, 2 HP. 2 HP, brother. Just do this. Just win rate. Just win rate. It's called win rate for a reason. Yeah, exactly. Win rate for the win. Do I get a turn? There we go. Надеюсь, что Рингсанга заменят прочно этот сезон. Хотя 4 блиткаунта сложно заменить будет без нового Рингсанга. Да ладно, что там этот Рингсанг? Не такая уж нормально. Все равно ПВЕ игра. Кому какая вообще разница на баланс? Как бы переживать за баланс в ПВЕ игре, это как, я не знаю, блин, жаловаться на то, что... Не знаю на что. На порнуху жаловаться. Типа, не знаю. Не знаю, с чем сравнить. Okay, chat. Win rate is not working. Какой баланс 20 новых мало фаустов? Давай КДЖ. Да,
매우 효과적인 성토입니다. 워프 열차 연산 시스템
конечно.
해당
Конечно, давай.
약 14%
Нам нужны более крутые айдишки.
를 판단했습니다.
Чтобы их ролить и винрейтить ими. Ну, хоть анимация смерти уникально можно видеть. И то верно, да. А то я ее никогда не видел до этого. That's because you aren't using a rupture team. They can win rate this, trust me, bro. I don't think I have tickets to check. But if I did, I would have checked. Яблоко доказало, что он ваф. Да. Яблочко наливное наконец-то работает как надо. Они просто являются яблочком для избиения.
휘두르는 걸 멈추지 마. 이제 시작일 뿐이잖아.
Lost Resonance, let's go. Gaming. Вот и Ким вышел, да. Ах, яблочко, буржуй, глазик выколола. Skip the entire turn of of Yi-Sang, because he got staggered, nice. Ну, Ким сейчас как вышел, так и уйдет обратно, не переживайте. Контратаке! Come on, Sinclair, you can do it. Goodbye, Kim. Да, все норм, забирает кости. Да-да. Imagine encountering this version in the first Canto. Dude,
생명 유지 장치에
people would quit the game.
아닙니다. 큰 부상을 입은 요원이 있다면 신속히 장치의 패널을 열고
Okay, they all turn into apples. GG. Forfeit.
전멸했군.
Okay, let's do...
똑똑히 기억해 관리자.
Let's put in some effort.
좀 없어야 할 테니까.
Чат,
전부
они довели меня. Я сейчас буду читать.
집에 돌아가기 부끄럽군.
오늘도 부디 정신을 유지할 수 있기를. 또 3번 수감자가 헛짓이라도
Okay. Just the counter. Conditions unmet. Белл Саня в соло Б. У него S1 может 21 ролить. Круто. Consume the audacity. Passives first. If this unit has fruits, gain audacity after its fruit part is hit. At 4 audacity, use a powerful skill that inflicts powerful negative effects. If this unit does not have roots, neither gain nor lose the audacity. When the fruit part gets broken, lose the audacity. When fruit gets destroyed, all parts are inflicted with fragile. The fruit regenerates after 1 turn. So break the fruit. Once again, it's just break fruit. Isn't it? Не вей фрукта, то яблоко укусит обратно. Ну, типа, если сломать яблоко, то все, как бы, ты сломал яблоко. Фрагили насадил. Ну окей, давайте попробуем не бить фрукт. Do not touch the fruit. Alright, let's try not hitting the fruit then, fine. I'll listen to chat. Stem. Okay, this attack will go unopposed, unfortunately.
나선 속을 벗어날 수 없.
Ну, сейчас посмотрим, короче. Посмотрим. Да, я что-то там прочитал, да, что, типа, если корней нет, то что-то там. Backseat is gonna backseat. Ну да, конкретно этот совет был неплохой. Привет, наконец я дождался. О, ББВ, привет. Да, мы играем в Limbus Company.
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없지.
Backseat Company. Эта пассивка, видимо, забагована.
세피라 중 최고의 전투도서. 징계팀이 나
If this unit does not have roots, neither gain nor lose the audacity. Ну, наверное, не забаговано, если можно, типа, обрезать. I don't know. Let's see it. Well, you don't really have much of a choice, do you? I still get hit by root spike. Maybe I should just block here. В первый раунд я ломаю фрукт, потому что, ну, естественно, его буду бить. А на следующем ходу все равно Audacity. Тебе не кажется, что новый Отис немного из Вархаммера? Нет. Новый Отис, она немного из библиотеки. Okay, you can't hit anything, so you might as well just hit that stem. Struggling. That's kind of unfortunate. Dung dung. Dung dung. Power counter. I hardly know her. Suffocating guilt. Oh, it's favored. Never mind then. Что-то такое. Аптайт 3 арт немного навевает вахой. Ну, блин, ребят, так у них... Так это же, смотрите, кто у кого украл. Уджаты украли... Уджаты, точнее, не украли, они основаны на египетской мифологии всякой. В Вархаммере, ну, типа... Тоже есть всякое, основанное на египетской мифологии. Или Хеллдайверсы. Не знаю, ребят, не знаю. Весь сеттинг Limbus равно персона плюс ваха плюс ставить New Weird Title по вкусу. И Dark Souls еще. Dark Souls, ваха и вообще все, да. I can use Durante here, I think. Durante. Superbia. I'll have to reassign all of the things. По вайбам, естественно, понятно, что никто никого ничего не крал. Новая фаст это 2Б. Да. Новая фаст это 2Б, потому что у нее повязка на глазах. Броня простая, не египетская. Так символика на них египетская же. Favored, by the way, that was not a very good chance to even succeed. Вот с 2Б реально устал слышать людей. Че, правда, что ли? А че, реально говорят, что ли, так? Я думал, это шутка. Особенно, если не играл в руины, так говорят. Ну, блин, ну, конечно, ребята дают. Все девочки с белыми волосами и с повязкой на глазах, это все 2Б, да. Да, говорят, да блин, вы серьезно, что ли? Капец. Ну, то есть это не вы серьезно, вы-то, ребят, нормальные. Не, костюм космодесантника буквально видос. Блин, ББВ, да... Да, и у этого команды Носорога тоже космодесантники, видимо, потому что у них костюм такой. Shared pain. Why am I not getting any good skills on this guy, bro? Contemptuous thing. Если мужчина, то Годжи. Да. Shared pain. Still 73 damage. Unbreakable coins for the win! Let's go! Yes, Gregor, bleed for me. Bleed for my heart, for my blood feast.
요원 여러분의 제압으로 성공적 상황 종료 확률이 약 4.188% 상승했습니다. 축하드립니다.
What is this targeting, bro? Let's just sever that off, honestly. Finish it. I don't think this will be enough. Прист Грегора вообще батарейка Бладфистом. Так он за этим и нужен, да. They told E not to sing, but he sang. Fuck off, dude. No, bro. No. 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 Why is it funny? Oh, that was shit. What happened to the camera there? That was weird. Camera bug. Camera bug. Чё британец такой грустный минус 20 СП? А он это, Байнс же прожимал. Там, когда ты прожимаешь Байнс, он на тебя вешает минус СП на несколько ходов. Да ничего, он сейчас грустит и перестанет. Camera bug. His name is Gregor. Actually. Ooh, ooh. Thank you for that, Bats. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, can we hit the fruit now? Is it punch fruit time? Maybe not. Let's make sure this thing is fucking dead, yeah?
일부 위험 요소가 추출된 것을 감지했습니다. 정리 요원들의
Oh.
노고에 감사드립니다.
Okay. Damage.
매우 효과적인 청소입니다.
Highly effective cleanup decision.
해당 행동에
Oh yeah, all the announcers are gonna be super happy now.
판단했습니다.
Because we're hitting very effective attacks.
모범적인 청소 방식을 확인했습니다. 인사부서에 해당 요원에 대한 평가를 성신합니다.
Oh, I guess she's just dead now.
징계팀 직원이라면 당연한 판단이긴 해. 잘했다는 지휘자는
Okay, well, I mean, if the... Ну, вообще, честно, если бы винрейт кнопка не просто не целила во фрукт, то это все равно винрейт файт. По сути, вся сложность в том, что винрейт кнопка нацеливает на фрукт. Все. Easy, ринг санксол на винрейте. Okay, how many more nodes are there actually in this chapter? Do we know? Eight more. Alright, let's keep going for now then. I can do a couple more nodes. Oh, I think it's this way. This is the only area with lights on. It says broadcast sector. Can someone tell me coming here was the right decision? All the other routes were blocked off, save for the one leading to the sector. Looks like we'd have ended up here one way or the other. It's hard to see anything when it's this dark. With most of the power down, the door shouldn't be locked.
멈춰.
Stop.
한 발짝이라도
Take another step closer, and you'll be forcing our hand.
대응할 거야.
Не могу в голос Синклера. Ну, он у меня так звучит в голове. Он и в игре так иногда звучит, честно говоря. A familiar voice boomed from the loudspeaker, delivering a sharp warning.
이 앞에는 보안용
This entire area is laden with security landmines. Even if you somehow manage to get past the minefield, you'll have to face the rest of us. I'm warning you, every one of us in here is combat ready. And if you think you're stronger than us, we have self-destruct devices. Bombs filled with super mini saw-teeth shrapnel. Hold on a sec, what's this supposed to say? The bow... The heck? And I thought my handwriting was bad. I thought my handwriting was bad. Oh, here. Throwing this bomb will result in an explosion that covers a 100-meter radius zone from the detonation point. Hey, that's a taboo violation, you know? At least try to come up with something actually convincing. Anyways, turn around and walk away right now, or we're gonna bury all of you with us under this facility. We can hear everything, you know.
폭탄은
It is highly probable that the bomb is a bluff. Any bomb that falls on the category of explosives must be planted on an object or surface per the rules set by the head.
무언가의 설정.
And that boast of the blast beggars belief. Such a wide radius is sure to bring a bounty of bands and bounds.
그래도 보안용 지뢰는 진짜야.
Manager Esquire, I needed thy assistance. It seems like I hath a headache. You tried. That wasn't really how you're supposed to... You can't say liketh, because th replaces an S. So you basically wrote, it seems likes I has a headache. I mean, you know, I hast at least is kind of correct. It could be Old English. I needeth is also correct, but liketh? At this point, you might as well attach to the end at the end of every word. Managerth, esquireth, I'th needeth thyth assistance. It seemeth like I hath headaches. Peak. Thank you. Sure, but I wasn't bluffing about the landmines. Take one more step forward, and bolts of charged electricity will make barbecue out of you. As the voice behind the microphone began to grow increasingly irritated, it also became even more familiar. I was pretty sure I'd heard it somewhere before. According to Alyssa, Hohenheim should be around here somewhere. Wait, did you just say Alyssa? That voice. It seems we are not mistaken. Now I certainly recognize this voice.
That voice I would rather not welcome tells me that these individuals are good to be let through.
That voice, Faust would rather not welcome, tells Faust that these individuals are good to be approached. A heavy thunk, and then... The doors of the broadcast sector inched open, but before we could even take a proper look at the people holed up within... Stop hitting me. Спасибо за 20 рублей, Winrate Button. Но я все равно буду тебя нажимать. 20 рублей тебя не спасут. I reached Battle Pass level 68. I can't even get my rewards. Dude, you should stop. What? You guys, you should have told us sooner. Remember me? Oh, it's Miss Ezra. We came face to face with Ezra, who had video called us with a plethora of information on blood fiends prior to our mission on La Mancha Land. Heard you saved the day in La Mancha Land. And all thanks to yours truly, I bet. So, care to tell me which one's the blood fiend extraordinaire on your team? Huh? What? Oh, well, that's Why don't we skip the pleasantries for now, Ezra? The next person to show up was Moses. I saw her in the video call too. Team leader at LCT, if memory serves right. Were you the one who threatened us with that nonsense about bombs, Ezra? Well, I mean, what other choice did I have? We were starting to believe that we were the only survivors out here, and then bam! A dozen or so footsteps rushing into this sector out of nowhere. We couldn't even check who you guys were because the screens were all busted. Ezra gestured toward the blank surveillance screens in the broadcast sector with her chin. For your information, Mr. Genius over there is trying to fix the security cameras. He said it's gonna take a while with the power outage, though.
I didn't expect our paths to cross again for anything good, but I certainly never pictured it happening like this.
Underneath the array of monitors Ezra pointed at, we found Hohenheim, looking even more haggard than we remembered, who gave us a faint, unwelcoming nod as he fiddled with a tangle of power circuits. Hello, I'm relieved to see that there aren't any injured among you. Martin stepped forth and offered us the greeting Hohenheim chose to skip.
In any case, you say it was Alyssa who let you know of our location. If she's not with you, she must be either gravely wounded or already dead.
She's badly hurt, yeah, but we're searching for ways to help her. Ishmael gave Hohenheim a blanched look as though she was taken aback by his cold certainty regarding his own subordinate's fate. I can't like MD too much. Understandable? But hold on, buddy. There's gonna be more. Like, you just gotta wait, but you don't only need to do it once a week. Maybe like a couple times a week.
Searching, You talk as if you're playing a game of scavenger hunt. It might have been better to end her misery then and there.
What? Haven't you seen how we handle things? She's still got a shot. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel.
Please don't misunderstand. Some of these assailants, they seem to enjoy torturing their victims. That's what's keeping our boss on edge. Boss and I were near the laboratory when the attack started. There weren't many employees around, and the broadcast sector happened to be close by. Probably the only reason we were able to find cover here in one piece. Verily, young Elisa shall persevere steadfastly. By the time I can claim the rewards from the reset, I'll be at 120. We have vowed to return and deliver her from death. Thank you. I'm sure Elisa is hanging on to your promise. Sorry to break up this touching moment, but if you're here, that color fixer should be on his way too, right? Where the heck is he now? I wonder if he's already off to find the attackers. Ezra. Moses, who had been staring at Otis since we came in, turned her gaze toward Ezra. Team leader! If we can regroup with Red Gaze, I think we'll have more than enough fighting chance, even without our baby bee. Yes, but it would seem that the Red Gaze is not here with them. Just the look on their faces is enough to confirm that. What? What the heck are you peeps doing here without him? Ezra's face immediately soured the moment she realized that Virgilius wasn't with us. Her voice crashed over us like that of a host shrieking at uninvited guests barging into her home. It's not like we came here on our own because we wanted to.
Guidebud's held up by an assailant. Ryoshu says she's called the Thumb Nurse Father from the House of Spiders.
And probably a tough adversary too, just like those who are assaulting the facility.
Her combat prowess is not to be underestimated.
How is she compared to Euryalus of the Argos unit?
Around the same level, I would say. Wait, you? If you know those names, that means...
Moses didn't grace Otis with a reply. Instead, she closed her eyes, seemingly lost in the brief reverie, and soon returned to the subject at hand as if she were done sorting out her thoughts. Karan, is she taken hostage? Huh? How did you know that? You mentioned the attacker in the singular. Perhaps just a slip of the tongue, but I suspect it was a single enemy, if not a small number. Furthermore, despite coming here without the bus driver, none of you seem particularly convinced that the Red Gaze would be able to quickly dispatch the assailant and join you. Give it to our team leader. Just one look is enough for her to figure it all out. Anywho, did you happen to encounter anyone on your way here? Just some Pikachu and mannequins. Wait a minute. Why don't we get to ask the questions? Ishmael barely managed to wrest control of the conversation amid the barrage of questions. You're both from LCD. What are you doing here in the HQ where the LCE is? Well, about that. The LCE was supposed to make an important progress report today. Apparently, it's a really important presentation, too. We've been receiving bazillions of reminders about how it's a mandatory attendance event and everything. Right, team leader? Feels like everyone's overlooking just how really busy our department is.
Sorry to borrow your wording, but it is indeed a really important presentation.
Yeah, for you maybe, but my department is also really... Hang on, I don't think that's the crux of the matter right now. The presentation did not happen. As such, we are unable to assess its importance at the moment. Whatever is the case, the event was what required us LCD members to be present here at the LCE department. And there's one more thing. Allow me to introduce the newest addition to the LCD. Yeah, our team has grown in size. Take that. I was told you'd met before. A familiar silhouette stepped forward from the opposite side. Someone we did not expect to encounter here of all places. I regret that we always meet in the midst of plights such as this. I trust you have been well? Miss Aang-du, it's been too long. Is Mr. Bamboo-Hatted Kim still in recovery? My mentor's wish has long since healed. Flesh has long since healed, but it will take some time until his mind regains its former tranquility. However long the wait, endure it I must. I have faith that he will recover in due time. Until then, in silence shall I atone for the transgression I have committed. Aang-du appeared to be referring to how she ran Bamboo-Hatted Kim through her with her sword under the monolith's distorting influence. Still, I'm glad you seem to be adjusting well to life at LCD. Sinclair caught the shadow flickering across Aang-du's face and swiftly stepped up to lighten the mood. I would say I was taken in, but I am deeply grateful regardless. My mentor and I have nowhere left to call home. But someday we will return to S-Corp together. Looks like she's trying her best to fit in too.
It's always hard to get settled in no matter where you start from.
이곳의 인원끼리는
Now that we've all grown acquainted with one another,
빠르게
let us move on to the issue at hand. Pogchamp. A distinct objective. I think this is going to be the last one. 912 is about as long as I can handle today.
지금 필요한 것은 정보고
The first order of business is intelligence sharing and deductive reasoning based on the available information.
나와 팀원들은
My team and I were attacked in the hallway connected to the conference hall. Thank you for the headpads, Ubu. That guy was, I'll be straight with you guys, super duper strong. I would have stood my ground if only Hornet, that dumbass, were here. By Hornet, you're referring to the junior of our team, but he's really strong. He's so strong that, I've got it. There was this time when I, what was it again? Some kind of pastry, I think? Anywho, I got me some bread to snack on later, and in that split second my back was turned. Hornet, that asshole, swiped it right off of my plate. I got so pissed off that I punched him right in the solar plexus to get him to cough it up, and he just went oof and swallowed my bread anyway. Like, does that make any sense to you guys?
Yeah, okay. I guess that makes him strong.
Although Ezra's anecdote wasn't very illuminating, none of us bothered to ask for further clarification, as it seemed that the only way to get an objective measure of the Hornet's strength was to let her punch us in the solar plexus as well.
그래서 그분은
So what's this Hornet up to now? Ishmael peeked around as though she was expecting him to pop out from a hiding spot in the broadcast sector. Oh, you're going to lose your mind when you hear this. Listen up, but he's... Not yet, Ezra. Up to is a secret. It's classified stuff. Ezra trailed off awkwardly.
나는 관찰과
I tend to analyze my enemies with observation and deduction. I try to identify their unique colors, the kinds of weapons they use, their methodologies, whether they enjoy the slaughter or avoid it, their attitudes toward battle, all of it.
파고들면
Once I have that, I can get an idea of when to begin my counterattack, or what kind of weaknesses of theirs I can exploit. And that's how I've usually opened my path forward.
하지만
But he... Moses inhaled sharply as though she missed her smoking pipe, which was nowhere to be seen at the moment.
모든 것은
It was chaotic. I could not identify a single pattern in his behavior.
그놈은 껍
He is an empty shell.
사람을
His act of killing lacks any emotional touch.
지야 그러니
And that is why you couldn't get a read on him.
즉 반대로 너는
On the other hand, you appear so clearly to me.
어지간히
You seem so anxious to cut something down, is that correct?
산산
You are broken, shattered, but every shard is keen and transparent, like a hail of small blades.
끊어내고 싶은
A glass-like sword of many edges, so fragile with its futile wish to sever away what cannot be severed.
그 상처
What is it that you grasp so tightly in that scarred hand of yours?
너이 새끼
Little shit. What are you peeking into?
팀장님한테 호칭이 지금
Hey, don't talk to our team leader like... Just as Ezra was about to give her a stern warning, Hohenheim stepped in and changed the subject. To add to that, Martin here and I were in front of the laboratory when it occurred. At first, it began with the sound of rushing wind, something large and heavy cleaving through the air, the kind of sound one should never come to expect from a department like ours, so full of delicate machinery and containment units.
It happened right before my eyes. Something snapped the employee who was walking only a step ahead of me in half. And the first thing that came to my mind was this. Did an abnormality breach containment? But if such were the case, the alarm should have gone off. So far, this tracks with what Miss Alisa told us. She said there wasn't any warning at all before the attack. Once I got a better look at what that was, I realized that it was neither abnormality, peccatulum, or a distortion. It was a massive scabbard. When I looked down towards where the scabbard came from, there stood a man who presumably threw the weapon, reading a book like he was out on a stroll. And the book was... Matthias. He must have been reading his book of vengeance.
범죄에
First the thumb, and now the middle. Oh, okay, so the middle does show up, okay. I stared at him, still processing what had just happened, when Voss grabbed my arm and started running. I couldn't look back. I heard screaming from dozens of people, but...
You seem to be fond of recounting unnecessary details.
Only after arriving here at the broadcast sector did I remember that Elisa was still out there.
When one's life is at risk, the brain instinctively reduces the processing of information to the bare minimum required for survival. It's only natural.
But I was the last person who handled that research proposal, boss. Elisa should have been in the conference hall too, with us.
Hey, listen, if you want to look back and nitpick at literally every little thing you did in the past, we're gonna be here forever. I know it might sound like a bit of an empty platitude, but focus on what we can do right now, what we're going to do going forward, okay? You'll have time for regrets later.
I suppose so. You did save my boss once, so I guess it's only right that I should have more faith in you people than anyone else.
I would like to clarify that the saving was but a part of the experiment, but given the urgency, I will forego a more detailed explanation.
Looks like we're all caught up then. Good. Let's share of what we know. Moses began laying out the situation with the expertise befitting a leader of the LCD. Today, intruders attacked the LCE department situated in the basement of the HQ. We lost control. Why is this warning flipped over upside down? We lost control of the entire LCE facility, and save for our current location, every sector has been neutralized by a single pair of intruders. Any survivor who's conscious enough to communicate properly is already here. After the attack, every containment unit was also forcibly unlocked, adding even more fuel to the fire. We are beset by foes on every side. A search for a foothold is a difficult one indeed. Darn, if only these surveillance cameras weren't busted. I'd love to be able to keep track of their whereabouts. As I have repeated many times today, we are attempting to bring it back to operational status. You speak of restoring a sabotaged power grid, like it's a task as simple as wiping one's glasses. More than anything, we need these two pieces of information at the present. 1. Who are the attackers? 2. What objective brought them to the LCE? Thank you for the hydrate reward, but I think I'm gonna hydrate after the stream already. I don't have anything to hydrate with on me anyway. I ran out of tea. The man we encountered seemed to have a one-track mind, squarely set on killing as ordered. But there are far too many threads at that point toward a motivation more complex than infiltrate the facility and slaughter its employees with abandon. Mosey's deduction aligned with Otis's. If the assailant's goal was truly nothing more than slaughter, their first order of action should have been to unlock the containment units. The intruders are... Yes, I have enough evidence to at least get a general idea of whom they might be.
Do elaborate.
There's the thumb nurse father who's stalling the red gaze. Then there's the member of the middle who attacked the researchers, as we've seen evidence of the ring's involvement too, given the presence of corpse mannequins. At least 2 or more fingers are involved in this attack. Thumb, the vile cur the Kurokuma clan serves are here. Yet this is quite odd. Lady Moses, are the fingers not hostile against one another? Those ilk have no business coming within even a sleeve's breadth of each other, save when compelled to attend assemblies, such as the Finger Bowbell, where they oft quarrel to no end. Correct, but consider this from the opposite perspective. There must be something of enough importance for the officers of each finger to put aside their differences and work hand in hand. By the way, Moses got cake. Just saying. Moses has some cake going. Spiders, or the nurse fathers of the House of Spiders. That's what they're called. And we've just snared ourselves into the web they spun. The fingers rarely ever cross the line they've drawn between each other. This strange entanglement certainly is a deviation. Nurse fathers, was it? Seems like a terribly meaningful title to me. Then it can be presumed that the House of Spiders is a place to raise something or someone. To have such a high-ranking officer of each finger gather at one place to nurture someone. One might think that it hardly makes any sense, and indeed it doesn't, but what if their purpose itself is just as outrageous? That would, paradoxically, explain how they've come to gather. Ryoshu, is it? You seem to be inextricably tied to that place. IKWYW. Oh, she just said, I know what you want. No need. I can understand her abbreviations. But I can't tell you what I know, because it's all broken. The place, the memories attached to it, I can see how they've shattered.
모든 것을
You don't have to recall everything.
내가 제일 궁금한
All I need to know is what that outrageous purpose is. What is it?
나
Me.
나를
To
무엇
forge me into a blade that cuts through all. But I left that place behind. Ryosha, can you tell us anything more? Shame, but that's all I have, Claw.
아쉽지만 여기 말하기야
I don't remember much more than that. Even if I did, it's not an easy thing to speak of.
말하기 쉽
Ryosha let out a protracted sigh, just as Moses did earlier, the long exhalation of someone who clearly craved a puff of smoke. It betrayed the aloofness she had projected. Come to think of it, Ryosha hasn't been smoking at all since we got here, or maybe since the truck.
시계
Clock.
저자가
Like she said, and like what you've seen, my mind is a mess.
나 역시
I have questions on my own, but the answers elude me.
그러나
But maybe the pieces can be put together using your hints, like the one you gave me earlier.
그러니까
So we have to solve this together in this puzzle, or this game of escape room. Ryoshu muttered placidly.
거미집의 목표가 너
If it is you the House of Spiders wants, then I must ask you to entertain this question. Why did they bother attacking the HQ? Oh. As Moses began her explanation, Ryosha looked in her direction with mild amusement.
거미집을 빠져나왔다
When you said you left the House of Spiders, I presume you meant you escaped it.
손가락
Members of different fingers are hardly the kind of people to fraternize even on a good day, but this alliance of sorts they call the House of Spiders has persisted even after your departure.
단편적으로만 본다면
At a glance, it may only appear that they were simply waiting for your return.
하지만
But given their behaviors today, they don't strike me as a particularly patient group as a whole.
배제한 모습을
In other words, I find it suspicious that they decided to act now. If they were desperate, they would have made the move long ago. This leads me to believe that they were waiting for the right time. Whichever is their motive, Ryoshu, whether it is getting you back or doing something else, the fact remains that they have chosen this particular moment to act. The nurse father of the House of Spiders we encountered, she made way for us so that Ryoshu could come to the HQ research facility. She harbored such intense and complicated feelings for Ryoshu, but I don't think I got any sense that she was trying to kill or take Ryoshu with her.
아비들이 이곳에서 날
But she said that the nurse fathers were waiting for me here.
나를 보
Clearly, they're here to see me, weird detective.
너
All right, you. Hey, what the hell's your problem? Be calm, please. It is best that we do not interrupt their conversation.
필시
In intense dialogue shall they find and draw out the answer. Let us not dare stem this course.
너를 자극하기 위해
It is a fair assumption that the nurse fathers of the House of Spiders have attacked this place to provoke you. However, I can't seem to shake the thought they must have a distinct objective.
요슈라는 인물만을
If they were indeed after Ryoshu and only Ryoshu, then choosing this specific time and place hardly seems to serve that purpose. The intervals between each of the sinners are different, but once a sinner's turn ends, another's begins, every single time, without failure. This case has everything to do with Ryoshu. I believe without a shred of doubt that it's her turn. Once the sinners have relayed my words, Moses fell into a brief contemplation and began to mutter a sequence of words.
림버스 컴퍼니
Limbus Company, the mirror, the glass window,
추출
former L-Corp,
땡큐팔린
extracted ego, enkephalin, psychoments, abnormalities, monolith, sinner Ryoshu.
이건
I can't think of too many things in the LC research facility that could be what the House of Spiders is after.
당장 쓸수
By a process of elimination, the only reasonable answer that can be deduced is as follows. They're here for the golden bows.
So that's how it is.
Moses is right. It's become very important for us to look into Ryoshu's past, to reach in and see what lies there, but LCP's goal, its journeys, and its stories have always been bound to the same terminus, updating the golden bows. Hohenheim, where are the golden bows in this facility located?
관리자님께서 황금 가지
The manager would like to know the location of the golden bows.
It's at the laboratory in this facility.
Hohenheim's gaze turned to me. Perhaps he was looking at clock hands on my hand.
Very well. I suppose there's no way around sharing the contents of our presentation.
Hohenheim's answer sounded more like a prolonged sigh.
It was a presentation regarding our progress in the Golden Bow experimentation. And the limited group of individuals with the clearance to access the contents of that presentation does not include members of the LCB.
Oi, aren't we the ones risking our necks out there to collect those balls? How come we're not allowed to?
I'm not the one who decides the scope of our security.
호엔하임
Hohenheim, your concern is understandable. The company maintains tight control over any information regarding the golden bows. There is no way to know that at this moment what the consequences of leaking this information without the company's explicit consent might be. If the worst comes to worst, we may even be subject to a memory wipe procedure.
Unbelievable. We're stalled by some red tape at an exigent circumstance like this. What do you expect from a company practically built on secrecy and suspicion?
Anyway, assuming the risks of divulging this information are understood and accepted by all parties present, let me get straight to the point. The golden bows, we were experimenting with grafting the retrieved bows onto one another. Grafting the bows. Then was the purpose to combine the bows to form a singular tree? Nothing slips by a fellow researcher, I suppose. Correct. We are incubating the golden bows under a very special environment to create a sapling. We haven't yet managed to graft them together to a proper tree, no, but that horizon is in sight. Today was the day that we were to share the successes of the experiment with certain major characters and teams within the company, until this happened.
The golden bows at the laboratory,
Then we have to get to the laboratory before they do and secure the golden bows. But we can't just waltz out on our own when this whole place might be crawling with enemies, right? Is there any way we can get in touch with the HQ right now?
Did HQ even receive your support request? We did send a rescue signal to HQ an hour ago, but we have no way of knowing whether it was received. The attackers destroyed all of our outgoing transmitters earlier. As long as they received a signal, any signal, it shouldn't take long until they recognize that the LCE is under attack by an overwhelming force. Assuming that the LCA has sent us support units, do we have an estimate of how long it might take for them to arrive? Even if they have to navigate around inaccessible passages currently present in the facility, it should be no more than 10 minutes. 10 minutes? Then they shouldn't have been here already.
They have either failed to receive the transmission or the power outage has trapped the reinforcements in the elevators.
Yeah. If it weren't for Miss Sod bringing us up to speed, we wouldn't have thought of using the back door to come straight to this facility.
If such is the case, then we need only reboot the power divider in the facility management room.
Yeah, Mr. Big Brain. If we want to restore this department from a shutdown state, we gotta take out all the distortions and abnormalities sauntering about, right?
In order to perfectly restore the facility, yes. This place has been designed to be quarantined from every other department, if every single abnormality has escaped to its hallways.
No use sitting around putting our heads together then, right? Hey, if you guys are scared of some abnormality of distortion, leave it to us. We'll kick their butts. Nobody said they're scared. I'm just saying we could benefit from practicing a bit of caution.
It would be wisest to prioritize restoring power to the facility. It seems that these attackers are making effective use of the dark. I see. Executive Manager, I am of the opinion that we must split our forces in order to facilitate our operation, given the urgency of the situation. The situation looks rather pressing for us to sit here and waste time debating what to tackle first.
Once I noted an agreement, Otis quickly took control of the situation.
Listen up, men. We prepare for two things, reconnaissance and extraction.
Huh? Extraction? You mean escape?
Assuming that the LCA's support will arrive, it would serve us best to move in tandem with them to improve our chances of launching a joint attack, with numerical advantage over our enemies. Also, we have to stay mobile. We've held this position for too long. Our enemies will methodically kill and coon through the entire facility until they find what they're looking for. The more we remain stationary, the more likely we are to encounter them, and that will only elevate the risk of total obliteration.
Makes sense. Besides, the others here ain't like us. Once they get killed, it's over for them.
Another thing, don't forget that we have to reach the golden bows before our enemies do. Whichever we end up prioritizing, we won't get anything done by staying holed up in here. Very well. Then if we are all to leave this place at the same time, where should we prioritize? We have so many pressing tasks, as you have explained. Golden bow retrieval, facility power restoration.
But the facility management room is to restore power to the facility. The laboratory and the area with the damaged circuitry are all located far from each other.
We divide and conquer. Securing the golden bow, restoring power, and suppressing the abnormalities to clear a path for the reinforcements. They're all equally important, and must be resolved concomitantly? Concomitantly.
That's a word.
And to do so, we must split up into squads based on our expertise.
Yeah, alrighty. We work better as a separate unit anyway. The LCB will be in charge of securing the golden bows, as our executive manager here has the ability to detect it whenever they are in proximity to one of them. Ooh, kind of like a metal detector. How dare you compare the executive manager to a... I'll let that one slide, given the urgency. Anyway, we would like to leave the abnormality, distortion, and picatula suppression to the LCD. Gotcha! That's totally our bread and butter.
이곳에 격리되어 있다.
How many difficult abnormalities or distortions did you have contained in this facility? Combatants of your prowess should have no trouble suppressing most of them, save for 2, however, that might pose some trouble. Take these microcommunicators with you. We use these to communicate between laboratories. While it has limited range, it should be useful enough to relaying the suppression tactic for each entity you come across. Perfect. We secured a means of communication. As for restoring power to the facility, I would like to designate that task to the LCE personnel here. I presume you are best acquainted with the layout of this facility out of all of us? A reasonable choice. The layout of this facility is more complicated than it might have first appeared to you. That is indeed one way to describe abysmal cable management. Please consider it but a representation of the entropic escalation phenomenon. Despite the way it looks, the setup is quite stable. Martin gave a handful of tiny radios to Otis, who distributed them to each of us. Very well. Don't forget to keep each other updated. The acrid stench of smoke I'd much rather leave buried in the past keeps coming back. Alright. Pog. Gamers, I think that's gonna be it for me today. Thank you for joining me on the stream. We've done 12. We've done 12 bits of story. Yeah. Off stream, I'm gonna do a mirror dungeon and get Heathcliff up to type 4, and I will, be ready to face whatever happens next on Wednesday. So yeah, Wednesday is gonna be another Limbus stream. I hope you're gonna be looking forward to it. I hope I'll see you all here once again. Thank you for joining me. Спасибо всем, что пришли сегодня. На этом все. Увидимся в среду. Bye!